easy. Streaming. Boom. All right. When last we left off, Griff was sneaking his way across the hill, and Tilly was following. Dirk, Bernard, and Trent, in various states of injury, were holed up in the study of Etelka's tower. I believe you had the door closed, although right now it's open. I think it was closed, though. There were a couple wolves outside the door, kind of pawing at it and barking. And you definitely hear more down below, chewing on bodies and stuff. You had threatened the goblins, and they have not pushed into the building. But the wolves are just kind of running free. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about your intimidation. My very best
friend sleeves exploded after Tilly pushed him off the roof.
Yeah, that's true.
Not sleeves, but yeah. Meatball? What the hell was her name? I doubt it was Meatball.
It was probably Meatball.
Could have been Meatball. I mean, who knows? These halflings with their made-up names. Waiting for the PDF to open.
Should I level Al's character up for him?
I'm telling you.
I think he spent a bunch of points. I did the thing where the PDF opens and it made the little thing like it was going to open, and then it never opened. All right.
The backgrounds aren't loading for his character sheet for me either.
Work for your character sheet? I'm confused. The word either threw me off there.
No. I haven't looked at my guy. My guy's hiding in a ditch. But no, he's the same.
Let's see if it works for me. I changed tabs. Did that magically fix it?
Well, pop out doesn't load at all. Let's see.
Maybe you should control F5.
That'll take hours.
Like a boss. Yeah, I know what to tell you. I was looking something up. All right. Dumpling. I was close. It wasn't Meatball. It was Dumpling. I don't feel so bad about guessing Meatball now. Yeah, Dumpling went splat. Really, it shimmied up that chimney really well, but then she got a -6 on the climb down roll. And
you should have used a fate point.
Yeah, if only. And then you didn't even go see if you could tend to her. You were just like, that's fine.
He's rude like that.
She went splat. I don't think that I could do much about that.
You didn't look to find out, did you?
No.
You could have saved her.
There you are. We'll go to the people in the tower, because the other ones, I think, were just... What's your end goal, those of you running away? Where are you trying to get to?
I don't know where he's going.
He's pretty wounded, but I don't think in a way that actually slows him down. Andrew, where are you headed? Where's your character headed?
In like a spiritual sense?
Well then, Andrew, where's your character headed?
I mean, I'm hiding good somewhere.
Are you like picking a place and hiding? You're not moving on?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, Tilly, you can catch up with him then.
Okay.
Wasn't a very good hiding spot, turns out.
It was a great hiding spot. Now I can't get to your server at all, but I could totally get to Google and YouTube.
I'll just restart it. This seems to happen every time for some reason. What's up with it? Usually it's Adam who has that problem, if I remember right, though.
Yep.
I blame your VPN.
I
Yeah,
turned it
Sanders.
off.
I blame your lack of VPN.
Did you just reboot it?
Yes, he did.
And it's up now, probably.
Yep. See, at least if I have any issues, I know it's because I've had something running on my machine since Wednesday evening. So
I don't even shut this one down. Usually. I'm getting a new computer soon, so I better back up this campaign before I somehow lose it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. You should be able to see the tower once it loads for you. Looks like Adam still needs to load.
I'm coming.
But there you go. Okay, so yeah, you guys are Tilly, are you just hunkered down with him then and waiting it out, or?
Yeah.
Give me a
Well,
assuming you don't hear something.
If you think my hiding spot was garbage, maybe you can lead us to a better one.
We want to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll use my survival skill to find a real nice hiding spot.
Yeah. Give me survival and stealth. If you get a good survival, I'll give you a bonus to your stealth. Oh, now I'll give you stealth.
Okay.
I won't give you a bonus to your stealth. Yeah, you pick one that probably ends up being equivalently bad, but you don't know that. You think it's way better.
Yeah,
so
check this
just in case stuff goes down, but you don't hear anything. How long do you think you'd be camping out here before you're like, let's either go back or move on? Or
how far away are we from the building we were at?
How far away do you want to get?
I don't know, 100 feet.
Oh, you're real close then. Okay, Griff, how far did you want to get since you're the one who found a place to hide?
How far do wolves smell? Pretty far up and like way out of sight, up to the northwest somewhere.
You can give me some sort of animal lore roll to figure out how far wolves smell.
He did spend all his points. He just put them all into attributes, so I guess he didn't have to think about stuff.
Probably, yeah. That makes sense. That sounds like... I think he wanted me to do it for him.
Yeah, he always wants... Yeah.
But anyway. Yeah, how far away are you hiding?
At least a few football fields.
That's a lot of football fields.
Only a few.
I want to be able to hear explosions, so not far enough away from explosions.
Well, like a quarter mile?
Yeah, let's say that.
Sure. All right. You could probably see the top of the tower because you're downhill from it. It's up on a hill. You're only a quarter mile away. You can see the building still.
And I'm
you'd
sure the
probably
wolves
hear
will just
explosions.
smell dumpling. They won't worry about us.
Yeah, probably something like that could happen. So how long do you think you'll camp out there? Other things being equal.
I am at this point just waiting to see what may or may not happen. I don't know.
I'm trying to at least 30 minutes. I don't want it to be like mid combat and then all of a sudden, oh, we're going to head back now. And it's only been 3 minutes. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get a sense for how long you might be hunkering down. Absent new information.
I would like to be positioned by the entrance to the building if I can.
So your new hiding spot, you swing around.
Okay, then you're nowhere near me.
Okay.
That's fine. Andrew, are you staying where you were or finding a new spot?
If I didn't have a reason to think my spot was bad, then I wouldn't leave. But
Really found you, but that's up to you.
Okay.
Okay, what?
But I have 2 wounds. I don't know. I didn't roll real good.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I don't want to walk back to town alone, even on the road with 2 wounds.
that should have been a stealth roll anyway.
Urban stealth?
No, not the urban
We're
kind.
by a building.
Not at the moment. You're a quarter mile away. We just established. That's pretty good. You find a better spot and you cover yourself in mud, Rambo style, or whatever. You make it up.
Predator style.
What do you do? Yeah, I'm just gonna ask you. What do you do? That's you, Andrew. I'm talking to you.
Oh, I think my push to talk isn't working when I'm playing that other game. I'm gonna just hide and start drinking as I recuperate.
Gotcha. All right. That's how you improve yourself, by drinking. Got it. You slightly pass out, which gives you a lower profile. All right, and Adam, you're trying to move up into a position where you can see the front door, but still be pretty far away and in cover.
No, he's just right next to the front door.
No. I'm
Yeah,
still
but I took it to mean okay. I make my rolls private again for a little while just to make it a little more exciting.
I try to keep an eye on. I forget the character's name. The other guy that's hiding, Griff.
That's probably not possible. I think he basically went out the other side. He specifically said he was going northwest, which I think would be the opposite side of the house.
Never mind.
Plus, he just moved to a new spot after you left him. You know what? Give me a perception roll. You could really nail it.
Okay, here we go. That wasn't the right button.
That was not the right button. Griff's real bad at hiding. You don't know exactly where it is, but you kind of know the clump of loose scrub on the hill that he is behind or in.
Yeah, I'll keep one eye on that and one eye
You
on the door.
You saw him go that area, and there's nowhere else he
I'm
really could have gone
good
after
at
that.
hiding. I can't be seen from here. If someone has tracking skills, obviously they're gonna find me.
Yeah, I think she just watched you go from the place she already knew you were to the new place. But and then it kind of lost sight of you, but has a general idea where you're at. Anyway, you're camping out. You're watching the front door. You guys upstairs, they're moving around outside at the moment. So while that's going on, what are you guys inside doing? You kind of hear the wolves. You got 2 villagers, Hans and Gerda, in here with you. They're lightly wounded, not from, just now, but from when they were abducted. It sounds like the previous night.
I'm checking the room out. I mean, this is the person we were supposed to come, find or talk to or whatever, right?
Yeah, I believe you had, but let's go over it again. Let's see. Al had found what was probably a spell book in here.
Right.
He had found a red vial, very clearly labeled healing draught, which someone might have already had. He might have already drank it. I don't remember. Paper, quill, ink. Oh, there was a letter. Do any of you in there read?
Yep.
Let's pull it up. As soon as I figure out how.
How to read?
Yes. Really weird coincidence. Reading this letter, you're like, Barren Hills, that's where that weird X was on that map that we were trying to figure out that one week. Where the hell is this? And it was like east of the Kingdom Road.
Okay, and then where's Middenheim roughly?
That's a great
Well,
question.
figure that out later.
Yeah.
Figure that out later. Don't care for this. Okay.
There's a big map somewhere. We'll have to look. I mean, there's various books in here. None of them really catch your eye, though. I mean, there's bookshelves with some books on them, and you do notice there's a couple specifically on goblins. You don't really have time to sit down and read a book about goblins, so.
Who does?
And you are able to determine pretty quickly that the 2 other doors out of here are locked. You have no idea where the key is. It's not like you lock it from the inside or anything. It's
All right.
use a key and lock the door. Wolves are still kind of snarling and growling out there. One of them sounds like he moved off and he's still upstairs, but he's chewing on one of the bodies. No sign of goblins.
I'm willing to stay in here as long as they'll let us. I mean, maybe they'll move on.
You down
I
with
really
that?
I don't care about the wolves as much. I'd like to know when if the goblins come in.
You down with that, Trent and fake Dirk?
For now, sure.
All right then, Adam.
Uh-huh.
You move into position to get a view of the house.
Okay.
And you see 5 goblins outside. Probably arguing with each other. You're not really close enough to hear anything. You're not sure you'd understand it if you could. You see a couple wolves out there with them, kind of patting around. One of them's on a leash that one of the goblins is holding. The other one's just chilling out with it.
Okay.
You do notice they keep trying to kind of pull in the direction of, like, around the house where Dumpling fell.
Yeah.
But right now the goblins are so busy arguing with each other that, like, they're just kind of ignoring whatever that wolf's doing. You don't see the rest of the wolves. They're probably inside.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Could I stealthily start another small fire?
Well, where would you want to be starting it?
Where I am. I want to get it started and then run away.
Right. And you're not too concerned about the size of the fire. You're more concerned about a distraction.
Correct.
So you can give me a stealth roll, and it'll be not so much do they see you starting it, but do you get away nice and clean before, their attention is drawn that direction from the fire, essentially. You know what I mean? How good are you at stealthing out of there?
I'm an outdoorsman. I know how to make a fire take a look.
I'm not worried about you making the fire. I'm worried about you getting away without them seeing you.
It's kind of hard to both make a distraction and not be seen making a distraction.
The stealth part is where the concern is, not the fire part.
You start part of the brush on fire.
Oh, you want it like to delay.
Run away. Yeah.
Okay.
Before it starts smoking.
Sure. Give me a survival roll and it'll give you a stealth bonus because you're getting more time to get away before it flares into this thing.
I'm gonna start Googling up arsons in the area near where Adam lives.
Give me a stealth roll. So the fire did go up faster than you thought it would, but the good news is, actually, pretty good roll. They do not seem to see you as you. Where are you moving from here? Like which direction?
Let's go. I want to see if I can make my way around the other side of the building to see the entrance, but not all at once. Just kind of like as far as I can.
And give me a perception roll too.
What was the first roll?
Perception. You already did stealth.
Okay.
Well, that was pretty damn good. So you're able to keep a good eye on them as you're kind of, I don't know, keeping low to the ground, going behind some brush, getting a low part of the hill where they can't see you as well, or something. I don't really know. They're above you, so they'd have a better view. But with that roll, it was damn good. You keep an eye on them. You do see 3 of them they've got their bows and they're kind of looking over there. The one that had the wolves on a leash, like two of them and 2 wolves are going towards, where your fire was. So there's kind of three goblins back by the stairs, and then 2 goblins and 2 wolves moving up. You do hear the goblins yelling something, but you don't speak goblin, so you don't know what it is.
Okay. Great.
And with that perception roll, actually, about 30 seconds later, you see like 3 more wolves come out and go running to join the 2 goblins and the 2 wolves that are moving up. And you see the other goblins by the stairs, like arguing with each other and pointing at the house. You don't really know what that's about.
Okay.
So they're checking out your distraction. You have moved some way away from your distraction, although your speed's going to be a little lower because you're being stealthy. But
Right.
you are trying to get around the other side of the house, probably breaking line of sight, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. Andrew is sitting in a bush. Like a hero. Wolves rolled a 2 on their perception check. So before you get around the side of the house and you break line of sight, you do see the wolves and the goblins over by your fire, and the wolves are like sniffing around and looking around, and you have this sense of dread that they might be able to track your scent if you stay still.
Are there any nearby oceans?
I think the answer, well, there's a river about a couple miles away.
Any mud pits?
You'd have to get down off the hills down to ground level. I don't remember if I said it was rainy or not. But yeah, the river's only like 2 miles away. You get there. There's a mine down there. You go check that out. I'm sure there's coal dust or something.
Uh-huh.
But no, here on the hill, it's mostly dry and stony and scrub brush and stuff.
Okay.
It's not quite mountains exactly where you are, but it's hilly, rocky. All right, so you get around to the other side of the house, though, and then what?
I'm just trying to buy time for the people inside, but are there? Can I see the door from where I am?
No, you just said you moved to the other side of the house.
I'm trying to make my way to the other side so I can see the door.
Oh, all the way around, and then okay, I see what you're saying. Sure. Yeah, give me one more stealth roll as you're kind of coming back into view on the other side, and give me a perception roll too.
Okay.
So you get in a spot where you don't have a ton of concealment, but you've got some. But your fear is, should you try to get yourself a better look, you're going to be too out in the open on this side. So you can like barely see by the stairs, like one of the goblins at the angle you're on. You're pretty sure there's more, but you're like downhill from the tower right now, and it's just hard to see much. But you're like, if you went up, you'd be out in the open. They don't see you at the moment, though. I think. Let me check. Yeah,
I'm gonna try to hunker down somewhere.
Okay.
Maybe crawl into a hole if I can.
Like here, where you can keep an eye, or
Yeah.
or you're moving on. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep your previous stealth test. It sounds like you were moving into a spot.
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, inside the house,
I don't seem to be able to switch between guys. So I can't see in there, but maybe it doesn't matter.
Really?
Yet.
Weird.
Like I can pull up his character sheet. I don't know where I would switch without being able to click the token because I can't see it.
Draw a box that's not on anybody's token, and that should unselect everything and allow you to see everything
Awesome.
you have.
You're a genius.
Okay.
You guys heard some goblins yelling something downstairs. But you would not have made out much more than that. There's still at least one wolf outside the door, kind of. You can see him, like, under the very little crack in the door, pacing around out there. But mostly you just hear there's a bunch out there, but they're not like clawing at the door or anything. You got all the time in the world. Is what it feels like right now. That said, you said you were waiting it out, so I might have to fast forward this a while.
Sure. Well, one thing you might want to do is maybe put our lock-picking skills to the test on that northern door to see if we can get that one open. Yeah.
I know a guy who can do that.
Well, I'm counting on that guy.
Pretty good. Yeah, you get that right open.
Okay.
Do you want to open the door or just leave it unlocked?
Kind of like to take a look in there, a peek, maybe.
Sure. It looks like the smashed remains of a laboratory.
Okay.
There's shards of glass all over the floor. Table and workbenches are broken. Table's actually charred. One of the walls is charred. Dirk had seen this earlier when he climbed up the window, like before you guys ever came in.
Okay.
And you do see a door across the room, which is open. And you can see light coming from the window of the, that next room, the one beyond, the one you're looking at.
Right. How good are we at going out windows? Not very, are we?
I mean, with rope, it wouldn't be a problem, but just normal climbing,
Yeah.
That said, athletics rolls can, prep you for your fall, and it's not that tough. Or you could go splat like Dumpling, you never know.
Yeah.
I'd say you're about 4 meters up, is what I'd probably call it.
All right. Just looking at our options. All right, I'll shut the door back and leave it unlocked. But keep an eye on it. Sound good?
Yep.
You guys waiting longer for something to change, or
a little bit longer? See if something changes.
all right? Let's see if these wolves sniff out Tilly. You from where you are, Adam, you can't see Dumpling's fallen body, but you can see the rough area where that was.
Okay.
And you do see the wolves, a couple wolves. Yeah, 1 second.
What?
Whatever you make. Sandwich, cereal, soup. I don't care.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, so wolves, the ones who had been tracking you seem to have come across Dumpling's body, and that they seem to have become interested in that rather than you.
So do I think they've lost all interest in that original fire pit?
Yeah, they're not just going to sit there and stare at a fire burning. They didn't see anything there, and this wolf starts sniffing around, and like you can't see where that was anymore. But a couple went to check it out, and those are the ones who came around. So that's about what you know.
Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna hunker down as best I can.
Everybody is hunkered down. What are the goblins doing? Time for me to decide. What was it for? That's the question. You hear, probably like an hour later, you hear the goblins shouting and the sounds of the wolves outside your door go away. Either all the wolves got real stealthy and quiet, or they are no longer in the house. You guys inside, give me perception rolls. Bernard, you think you hear a... So, like, the wolf sounds go away. You think you hear something outside the door briefly. And then you, like, strain your ears listening for more, and you just, like, you don't hear anything more. Like, 5-10 minutes pass. You don't hear anything after that.
Okay.
You're not sure what... Like
We didn't lock that main door.
almost like wood, like, clicking against stone was the sound you were hearing briefly.
Okay. But this door was broken, wasn't it? We didn't lock it.
The lock was broken. You just closed it, but the wolves don't know how to open a door, and the goblins apparently have never tried. So,
okay,
nothing has tried to come in.
all right.
And Tilly and Griff are still just chilling.
Watching that front door.
I don't know what Griff's drinking because I don't think he has alcohol on him.
Not anymore. I drank it.
Happens.
Oh yeah, that's right. Griff almost killed himself with a healing roll. I remember that now.
Yeah, he did.
You guys had come up here pretty early morning. Like, you can decide at this point. You can decide what you. Let me think here. Think about what Adam would see. Adam, give me a perception roll.
Okay.
Tell you in a different channel or whisper you.
It's okay. I don't see anything.
Yeah, that actually was pretty bad. You don't see anything. Well, actually, this you would see. You do see, because they go fairly close to you, a couple of goblins and 4 wolves. 3 wolves, sorry. Heading down the trail. Where you're holed up is pretty close to the trail that you guys actually came up.
Uh-huh.
And they head down it, and you can't really see where they go because don't have a clear view of the bottom. But it's probably the mine. They're heading that general direction.
Okay.
So, based on that, you're like, all right, there's still at least 3 goblins up there and, half a dozen wolves. You don't know where they are. You guys inside. Give me one more perception roll. You want to get like a +4, roughly. That's pretty bad. Yeah, you're not really hearing much. I mean, you're inside a building.
Yeah.
They could be gone. It could very well be they're just outside, a little bit away from the building. As long as they're not making loud noises, you wouldn't hear them.
I'm gonna.
But it's probably been. I mean, you can jump earlier than this, but it's been up to an hour since you really haven't heard anything.
Can we unlock this door too?
You can try that.
Yeah. Maybe if Dirk could give it a go.
Boy, howdy. I've never failed
Howdy.
a lock-picking row.
It takes him a little longer, but he does get that one open as well.
Okay.
In there, you can see just, his equipment, like the living room at the head, some nice chairs, which are all stained now. That looks like where, King Goblin was making his throne, essentially. Furniture and, knickknacks and stuff smashed on the floor. Goblins just like smashing shit, apparently.
Yeah.
But you don't see any wolves. Well, I have them on. Let me take them off the map because I literally still have them there. But yeah, you don't hear, nothing rushes you. Yeah.
Would Dirk be up to stealthing around to this door to see if there's actually anything outside our door?
Yeah, Dirk has never been afraid of mortal danger.
Is Dirk
And he
kind of
does-
healed? Check
He has
yet?
one wound.
No, he
No.
hasn't.
You guys could probably heal check Dirk. I don't think he got one.
Yeah.
If you want. I mean, I call it out because he just has one wound.
Well, it'd have to be somebody other than me.
Throw him out the window and Griff will find him and do it.
I've been practicing healing.
We saw.
We can just drop him on Dumpling. Break the fall.
If you want to take, like the room you were in, you've had plenty of time to search and you really didn't come up with much. These other ones, like if you want to take 10 minutes per room to search them well.
I just wanted to circle around here and get a look out on the stairwell to see what that noise was. If they put something against the door or if there's somebody in a chair out there. That's really all I want.
Yep.
But if Dirk's not going to get healed, I'll go ahead and do it.
Hey Dave, give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
That's real good.
Yep.
Yeah, you peek out and you don't see anyone down, out on the landing or even down below. Obviously, the bodies look like they've been chewed on a bit.
Okay.
There's bloody smears everywhere, bloody wolf footprints.
I'll come back. I'll tell them I'll keep going around. I just want to check out all the rooms on this floor. So I'm gonna head this way.
This room looks like a bedroom. Looks like goblins were sleeping in here and they piled up, blankets and soft stuff where they could. But otherwise, there's not much left of the original room.
Okay.
Continuing on.
Yep.
That was also a bedroom, but this one looks like it was a fancier bedroom. You're guessing it was the owner of the house. There is a bedpost on the bed that's got a severed dwarven head stuck to it. There's a picture on the wall, like a portrait, that actually has Etelka's name. I forget her last name now, but it's actually got her name in the little plaque at the bottom.
Okay.
There's a wooden chest on the west wall.
There's a wooden chest on the west wall.
Yep.
Is it open?
It is not.
I'm gonna go check out this room.
So that one, it has the window. All the furniture's been smashed in here. It looks like at some point they made a fire in the middle of the room that they're lucky didn't, I guess, catch the house on fire.
Okay.
But not a lot of interest there.
Okay.
And should you continue around, you Get to a room you'd already seen.
I'm gonna try to stealth up to this door and take a look out here at the stairwell and see where everything is, or if there's anybody on it. And if I don't see anything, I'd like to inch my way out and look down.
Megan, I'm sorry. You're looking out the door and you're looking at what?
I'm looking out here to make sure there's nobody on any of the landings. And if there's not, I'm gonna make my way out and look down.
All right, give me a perception roll.
Oh gosh. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's no one down there.
Okay.
So for those of you who can't see what's going on, Bernard circled the house and the inside. Didn't see anyone upstairs. Looked down the landing. Didn't see anyone downstairs.
Do I see him walk past the door entrance?
No, he's upstairs.
Oh, okay.
You haven't seen much. You've been hunkered down, as far as I understand it.
I haven't seen anybody. That doesn't mean there's nobody there, but maybe.
I forgot about your 2 human buds with you.
Yeah.
And you had seen a chest in the other room. One of the few things not smashed.
Do we want somebody to take a look at that?
Only you had someone who picks locks.
Oh, if only. I heard I do that.
I believe you do. So I'll go back in there with him if you want to. Yeah.
It takes you some time. It is a difficult lock. You need 5 success levels, and you just got like 0. I guess it's at a -20. But given enough time, which you have in abundance right now, you eventually pick that lock. It probably takes them like 5 or 10 minutes though. Inside the chest, you see a couple dozen gold crowns, some silver shillings, some brass pennies, some of the fancier silverware and silver plates and knives and forks and spoons, and a salt and pepper set that looks fancy, and some rings and some earrings and basically her jewelry, some bottles that based on the smell of them are perfume. Your guess here is that the goblins gathered up really anything they considered to be of value and threw it in this chest.
Dirk attempts to take the smallest, most valuable items when nobody's looking.
I don't think Dirk would do that, but sure.
I don't think he would.
Okay, then he won't. But he has evaluated the items.
Yeah. With a roll of one, Dirk instantly knows that there's 28 gold, 85 shillings, 105 brass pennies, silver plates worth a gold each, fork, knife, and spoon sets, 12 of them worth 2 gold each, salt and pepper sets worth 2 gold each. The 18 rings are all worth, I don't know, a gold to 2 gold to 3 gold each. And the earrings are, maybe like 2 gold each, roughly. Perfume, probably not worth much, but, you can smell good.
437 toothpicks.
Give me a perception roll as well.
I'm in there with Dirk. Do I need to, or just...
Probably Dirk at the moment.
Dirk has literally 0 money.
Yeah, he's broke.
He's counting on other people to carry it for him.
Mm-hmm.
He has 4 encumbrance points to spend. He can pick up some of this stuff.
Yeah, he could probably carry the chest with both hands and for 4 encumbrance.
Okay, we'll just do that for ease then.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of money in there. That chest probably roughly equals what your party currently has in terms of cargo and whatever.
Cool. Yeah, we'll grab that. I don't see why not. Bring that back to the room and say, hey, do we want to try to get out of here? Maybe somebody better than me should be stealthing around, though. I don't know if we've got anybody that can do that.
No, you need someone with more than one wound to do that.
He hasn't been checked yet.
Who's he?
But we haven't tried to
Do
run
I need to heal Dirk?
a heal check on
Yes,
Dirk.
yes, please.
Didn't get any worse.
Nothing like that. It would have been cool to kill him, though. Do 1 wound. I guess it would have to be 2 wounds. Do a plus 10 crit. Roll a 100.
I don't think that'd be cool.
Be awesome.
That's not cool.
Does this make you feel better? Stab.
All right. Well,
Sorry, I forgot you don't resurrect.
so I'm pretty sure that
Oh, wait, Dirk, give me a perception roll. I forgot.
they've just been standing in the hallway watching us the whole time. I just couldn't see them.
Dave's just blind.
Pretty much.
That'd be you, Andrew, with the perception roll. Ask Dirk.
Oh, I thought I did that one already.
Yeah, that was for something else.
I thought you were talking to Dave. And
I said
wasn't
Dirk,
hearing
and
you.
I realized that's not really your character name, so, Okay. So you guys have kind of patrolled the upper floor of the house. It seems clear in here. You're not hearing or seeing anyone. And Griff's outside laying around, and Tilly's outside laying around. Not that the people inside have any idea where they are.
I'm watching carefully.
You do not have a good view from where you are, but yeah, you can be watching.
I'm listening carefully.
Actually, it's been a while. Give me one more perception roll.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to take you to another channel to tell you this.
Okay.
All right. What you were able to see from your vantage is there's at least one goblin, you think maybe even 2 or more, up on the roof of the house, peering down through the skylight. And the only reason you saw them is they were kind of on the other side, and then all of a sudden they moved real quick, like they were trying to get out of you with something. And but now they're more exposed to you. But they're a good distance away, I'm guessing, based on where you would need to be to have been stealthy with your bad roll. You're quite a ways down the hill. Take a shot, you said?
Yeah.
It would definitely be long range. Wait, let me check your crossbow range. "60 yards. I believe that only goes up to 120 at long range. 180. You can go up to 180. Honestly, no. They're probably farther away than that right now.
Okay. But they're not looking my direction. They're just
No, not at all. They're peering down into the house, like they saw something in there.
All right, I'm going to try to get closer.
It's not like they can fire through what is glass or crystal or something, though.
Right.
But they're definitely looking down there. Are you going to move up? All right. I'm going to move you to the other channel. Just don't mention where they are.
Gotcha.
But we'll go back to you, though. Roll stealth, I guess.
Okay. Stealth.
And roll perception.
Perception.
All right. You start making your way up the hill. You do see, pulled back a bit from the stairway, which means more down the trail towards where you're coming up, you see The goblins and wolves kind of hunkered down in some brush. They would have had a little more cover from the house side, but even then, it's not the best cover in the world. There's a good chance someone would have seen them coming out of the house. But they're doing their best to be stealthy. The wolves are chewing on body parts, it looks like, like a leg here. They're keeping busy. But yeah, you see 1, 2. You just see one goblin out there with them. But a whole lot of wolves.
Yeah.
Probably like half a dozen.
Could I take a shot at the lone goblin?
You can, although you are very unlikely to maintain stealth, just so you know.
Okay, then I won't do it.
I mean, it's possible, especially if you kill him. Okay, that's going to be better.
The wolves won't know where I come from.
But you don't have a lot of cover where you are, so you're kind of keeping to what you can. If someone goes looking, I know someone's in that direction, it's going to really narrow down where you could be. If you want to keep going up to the house, you either need to go a long way around, or or do some climbing. Otherwise, you're going to go right past them. You don't want to go up the trail.
Okay, I'll deviate from the trail and try to get closer.
Give me. You already gave me a stealth roll. Let me give them a perception roll. Okay. You take the long way and you go way back around the house, kind of the way you first came around.
Uh-huh.
And you can be all the way back up to where you made your fake fire, or anywhere in between. I'm not sure where you're trying to go.
I'll go to the fake fire.
Okay. You
is the situation you described to me in secret still the case?
Yeah, so far you're worried about being seen, but it hasn't been an issue yet.
Okay. I'll try to stay low.
Yeah. Are you trying to get all the way up to the house, or just you're in this new vantage point?
I want to get within range. So 180.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. At 180, you are at a -30 on your shot.
That's nothing.
Okay. Yeah, you want to do that? Just make an attack without. I'm gonna put 60. Just make a shot without targeting anything, and I'll have to wing it.
Okay. Do you want me to do the -30?
Yeah, you can do the -30.
Okay. Ew. Oh boy.
You want to reroll it all, or you keep that?
Yeah, I'll reroll it. Well, do I think anything would happen if I just kept it?
I'm going to roll to see if it would just go through the air, or if it would smack into something and make noise.
I'll reroll.
Probably there'd be a perception test involved. Yeah. That was way better. So that's 15 damage. Let me check something. You know what? I can do this. Take it off the map for a little bit. Combat. Where'd you hit? Body. 6. All right. Did 9 damage. Does not kill it. Give me one more stealth roll. Okay. To try to keep your cover.
Duck down. Oh no.
I was already giving you a hefty penalty to it, but I could roll real bad for them. So yeah, you fire your crossbow. Are you reloading there, or are you? All right. Well, so you guys inside the house, you've been looting. You got the chest. What were you planning to do next?
Maybe start making our way out, or at least it's determining if we can make our way out.
Those of you inside, give me perception rolls. Adam, you were at max distance, right?
Yeah.
Good news for you is you are too far away for them to even fire back.
Dirk heard something.
Yeah, Dirk hears very lightly some footsteps up on the roof, essentially. The rest of you do not hear that.
I will relay that information. Did we know that Tilly was going up the chimney?
No.
You-
Actually, the two humans we got with us may have told us.
Actually, I just realized what they're going to do because they're dumb. So, honestly, the rest of you, a moment later, you hear it mostly because Dirk called your attention to it. There's some shouting from the roof, but it's kind of like one of those shouts you do when you're just loud enough for someone to hear you at a distance. I honestly, even with terrible perception, I think you all would have heard this anyway. A moment after Dirk hears the footsteps, but there's definitely goblin. Unless Tilly learned goblin, there's goblins on the roof yelling.
Okay.
Tilly, that said, you saw them scrabble around to the other side of the roof, and a moment after that, you hear them start yelling.
Should we
Presumably-
go defend the chimney?
Presumably to the people down below.
Right. I'm booking.
You guys, I doubt you remember because it was last week. There are ladders that go up to the skylight thing here from the second floor.
Wait, on the second floor?
Yeah, like in the spiral stair area. Like you come up to the second landing, but then there's a ladder that would go all the way up to the
I did not know
skylight.
that. Okay. Is it worth checking out? Maybe they're up there? Since sounds like we heard something.
You're sure something's up there. They're not on the actual skylight part of it, or you'd see them now that you're looking up there.
Can we just knock the ladder down?
It's bolted to the wall, but you certainly, with some strength, could rip it off the wall.
All right. If you guys, is it just go up to a hole or an opening or something?
Yeah, it goes up to like a trapdoor. I mean,
Closed or open or?
it would be closed right now.
Okay.
It'd be
Sure.
right to the side of the dome, basically.
All right. If you guys watch that closed door, I'll go up and see if I can maybe start trying to work that ladder off the wall.
Sure. Good luck.
Give me strength
All
roll,
right.
Dave.
Need a
Adam.
strength roll. Strength.
A few seconds after you hear all that shouting, you hear the wolves starting to bark and
I'll
come
roll that one.
your general direction, but your general direction's a pretty wide area.
That's what I think of my computer.
That thing's really bolted to the wall, Dave.
Yeah.
It's really, you might need a tool or something to pry it off.
Okay.
Apparently, no one wanted to fall and die just climbing up the ladder. It seems like.
Sure.
Tilly, you were running. Give me. I'm sorry.
Broken
What?
furniture or anything around here I could use? Broken furniture or?
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff. It's just gonna take you a little longer, and then I'll have another strength roll in a minute.
All right.
Tilly, you were running. Your crossbow's currently unloaded. And are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just trying to put max distance?
I'm just gonna run.
Okay.
I'm gonna run towards where I saw whoever that was. Griff. Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna love that. Give me a stealth roll anyway.
Okay.
But I'm gonna. That's pretty good. There's a little penalty because you're just flat out running though. And then wolves. All right, give me an athletics roll as well. You're booking it.
Me? Okay.
Yeah. Griff, give me a perception roll.
Who?
Griff. Not Dirk. Griff.
I'm
I think
always
this is where
perceptive.
where I'm running, by the way. I think he moved.
You saw where he had moved to. He apparently
actually?
drank and yeah, Griff, like in the distance you hear some dogs barking, but whatever. It's faint. They're not next to you, so why are you worried? Dave, go ahead and give me another strength roll. And then I'll have to catch up with Trent and Dirk because I forgot what they're doing. Man, this thing is just like you're like, no, man, this thing's bolted. Like, I don't know. You might break off rungs. That could work. But getting that whole ladder off there, you're starting to see is not going to be an option without tools or something.
Do we think we could go up and block the trapdoor, maybe? Does that look like something that could be done?
Yeah, it looks like it actually has a lock on this side. Now that you're looking.
How about
You just climb up there and lock it? Yeah, it's like a bolt. It's like a bolt you slam shut. You can slam shut.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. You do notice it fits in real flush with the ceiling. It's like a nice tight fit. Probably is barely visible on the roof. Okay. You do see, now that you're up closer to the dome, you can actually see a couple goblins with bows pointing and yelling, but they're like pointing off kind of on the map you're on, kind of off to the east, northeast.
Okay.
Eventually the north. I don't know. You can see them kind of like they're pointing and yelling down at something going on. And they are kind of oblivious to the fact that you even climbed up the ladder. Like if they turned around and looked, they'd see you through the dome. Not that they could really shoot you through it without breaking it first, but
All right.
Yeah, you did that. You didn't even need a stealth roll. They are very distracted. Actually, give me a stealth roll. You could roll real bad.
Okay, yeah, I could roll pretty bad.
You're noisy. I just realized. Visually, they're not going to see you, but maybe noise would be an issue. That is actually good enough in this case. Because I was giving you a plus 40. All right. Trent and Dirk, what were they doing while Dave was messing around with this ladder? Were they waiting or were they doing something?
I was searching for secret doors.
Didn't find any.
I believe I was out on like the second floor landing, keeping an eye on the stairs down to the first floor.
Making sure nothing comes up. Okay, yeah, you see nothing going on down there.
I guess I'm just focusing on perception and listening.
And Dirk's carrying the chest, or is it staying behind?
He's carrying it right now.
Yeah, he's got it right now.
If he has to be stealthy, I'll probably drop it.
Hansen and Gerda here have their makeshift weapons, like kitchen knives, essentially.
That's cool.
And they're probably sticking with Trent. He looks the biggest. All right.
How about that?
Well, of the people who aren't climbing ladders and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Bernard, you come back down.
Yeah.
Tilly, you're running towards Griff, but he wanted to be like a quarter mile away. You were 180 yards away, so you got some running to do before you get there. You do realize as you look back over your shoulder, though, that the wolves have figured out where you are and are actually starting to sprint towards you and are slowly gaining. What's your run speed? You're 12 or 16? They're 24, so they're gaining. They might. You think if you just keep sprinting, you didn't have the best athletics roll there. If you just keep sprinting, you won't even make it to Griff before they're on you. You'll be nearby, but
I see there are trees kind of spread out. Are these bushes or trees or what? On the map.
It's like scrub for the most part. It's not dense.
You just have to decide if you'd rather be torn apart by wolves or if you want me to shoot you in the face.
Are there any trees substantial enough to climb up into?
There's a chance. Why not? Let's see. No, they're all pretty sparse up here. It's mostly barren and rocky. So let's see how many. Do that. It's 4 of the wolves coming your way, which is about half of what you saw, roughly.
Okay.
For the sake of it. What other options do you have? You could try to. Now, give me a survival roll,
Okay.
or I don't know, some sort of. Try to take the lay of the land and figure out where your best place to go is. You want to keep that roll? All right. You see a spot where maybe you could climb the hill a little bit. You know, the wolves wouldn't be able to follow that way, and they'd have to go a long way around. It would buy you time. You'd be going more upward instead of downward, though. Honestly.
Sounds great.
Yeah. It'll necessitate a climb roll from you, though.
This is like an FMV chase sequence in a video game.
Only in the climb roll is probably going to get them time to get up on you, because you'll be sitting there trying to climb a wall that you're unable to climb.
I'm going to nail this climb roll.
You nailed the climb roll. So yeah, you've been down the hill a little ways, and you've been scooting around. So you're kind of around the back side of the house, because you were going in the direction of Griff, who was off to the northwest. You're in that direction. You're probably 3/4 of the way to him, and you're like, shit, I'm not going to make it. You see a spot where there's kind of a sheer side. You go climbing up it pretty quickly, and you think you just probably bought yourself a minute or two. You could probably even take a shot or two at the wolves, if you want. But then they're going to be on you, or you can be like, I got to find a new place to be. Okay, you're going to look around, give me perception.
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking for a hole or a tree or something like that.
Yeah.
Perception or survival again?
Let's do perception for this.
Okay. Perception starts with P.
That is true.
I have put my black mask on, so they will not recognize me.
All right, there's no trees up here. What kind of things would there be that would help you out?
Are there any like rocky outcroppings where I can squeeze into a hole and they couldn't get to me? Like,
I see what you're saying.
Until the goblins come and shoot you in like 4 hours.
It'd be pretty easy to find you with the wolves just there.
Well, I'm hoping maybe some other people will come.
Yeah,
help me
sure.
out.
I'm having trouble thinking of something useful to help you. So yeah, let's do that. You find a kind of a narrow. It's not a big cave. It's more like a crevice that you can squeeze yourself into. They're gonna know you're there.
I'm gonna spelunk into it.
Probably, maybe one of them at a time could get in there to get you, even, because if you can fit, they can fit. But it would be really cramped quarters.
What if I pull a rock down in front of it?
And then you can stab them in the face. It'll be fine.
With my big muscles.
You have, but I mean, I don't imagine what rock you're pulling down in front of it. That's this giant rock that's gonna do it.
It's like a garage door, just.
You know what? We need like a luck skill, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Have him spend a fortune point.
Well, that would work for sure. Wait, I got to know the names of these things. Fate point would do it for sure, not fortune.
Have you ever considered making a pact with an evil god?
Give me an outdoor survival test. Based on that, we'll see how great this crevice is for you, tactically speaking.
Sorry, I'm multitasking. What's that?
Survival test.
Survival test. Is that a skill?
Yes.
Outdoor survival.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You find a crevice that you kind of have to climb a little bit to get into. You bypass the easier one that was ground level. You think that would make it difficult for the wolves to get in because they can't climb.
Mm-hmm.
However, you don't really have a great vantage point to just sit there. Unless you're hanging out the crevice, like you're not going to really have shots at them or anything.
Fine.
But you'll be squeezed back in there, and it would probably take like a goblin to come up or something to climb up there. So it'll buy you time, but they'll know exactly where you are as you're in there, and you're going to be kind of trapped in a way, but in a sort of defensible spot.
What if I lit a small fire in front of the hole?
You probably don't have time for that right now.
Probably die.
Yeah, you could die of smoke inhalation, I guess. But yeah, so you can go for the ground level crevice where probably one can get in at a time, but it'd be easier for you to get out of there if you need to. This one, that you don't think the wolves will be able to get at you, but you'll have less visibility to what's going on because it's kind of like higher and back. All right, you do that. You're not far from Griff actually, but he has no idea any of this is going on.
Yeah, I scream his name with all my.
Oh God!
muscle.
Well then, Griff, give me another perception roll.
Well, that'll tell me which direction to run away from.
You can have a plus 40. Yeah, just plus 20. He's still pretty far. Actually, not that far. I guess like a football field. Good enough. Yeah, you hear Tilly yelling, Griff, somewhere in, a direction from you. A direction from you that is closer to the tower. That said, you don't know exactly where Tilly is. Tilly's tucked back in the crevice right now.
Well, look out from my outcropping. Do I see guys on the roof? I don't know, whatever I see.
Well, probably what you see. I don't know, give me a perception roll for that too.
Oh, man.
You see some dogs running, not quite at you, but like your general direction, but like off a bit. You're not sure what they're going for, though. It's just 4 wolves on their own right now. Did I say 4 before? I think I did. 4 wolves on their own right now. And then with that roll, you probably do see some 2 goblins up on the tower, up on the roof, looking in your general direction, but more towards whatever the wolves are chasing, which you can't really determine. That would be all you would see, though. Not.
How far are the wolves from me?
Let's see. You were, a quarter of a mile from the tower? You're probably like 200 yards from them. Probably like 100 yards from them. And they're slightly uphill from you.
Okay.
Meanwhile, unless you're doing something. Meanwhile, back in the house, Bernard, you came back down the ladder. Trent's there. Dirk's there. Hans and Gert are there. There doesn't seem to be a peep going on inside the house.
All right. I guess we'll head downstairs.
Yeah.
All right. Any peeps down here?
No.
All right. Take a good look out the front door.
The front door is shut.
Okay.
Let me move you guys maps. I didn't hear about to go outside though.
If we can.
Let's move a dead body. Might have. Yeah, the front doors are shut, but so you don't see much at the moment.
Okay. And the front door was the only way in and out, wasn't it? Besides the window.
The window and the roof, yeah.
And the chimney.
Yeah.
You're feeling adventurous.
I can't fit up the chimney. All right. I'll open the front door and peek out. Like very small opening.
You hear a lot of loud wolves barking in the distance, and you see. Give me a perception roll.
Okay. Perception. Well, it's getting better.
From the door, that's all you see. But you don't see any wolves or goblins ready to bushwhack you right out the door or anything.
Can we tell where they're going?
Wolves that you hear?
Yeah, that we hear.
Yeah, they sound like they're coming almost from the opposite side of the house from you in the distance, like a couple hundred yards away. So
Okay.
there's some distance between you and a visibility blocker.
Let's head off in the opposite direction from all the noise.
I like it.
So the opposite direction would probably be back down the path you came up.
Okay.
Not only is it kind of opposite, but it would be the easiest going. It is also probably the most obvious way to go because you don't have to do any climbing. But it would be the fastest, and it is kind of the direction you're talking about. Give me.
It sounds like their attention is on what the northwest side of the building. I want to go southeast.
Yeah, give me one stealth roll. I'll just have you do it because I think you're the worst.
Oh, God, thanks.
Well, I could make you all do it, which would lower your odds, right?
I have a 37, so.
What's with all the nines?
You managed to do it without making much noise, and you guys start going down the hill.
We'll just hide behind the other copy of this building. They won't see us.
Actually, as you get down to the base of the steps and you look to your left, you can see a goblin with 3 wolves who's probably, 40 yards up that way on your left, who's clearly looking at whatever all that sound is that you hear off in the distance. But so his back's to you. He doesn't notice you. He turns and he yells something up at the roof. You hear the goblins up there yell back down. None of them really seem aware of you right now. I assume you guys are kind of crouch walking out of there.
Yeah. I want to get these prisoners out of here. They're probably, we can come back after we're healed up a little and take care of the goblins. But
they're dealing with something you don't know what. But definitely the goblin on the ground here and the 2 up top are yelling at each other, and you make your way off as they do that. What's your overall goal? Like, you can get all the way back down to the road if you want.
Yeah, I want to
determine that there were trees on the map, right? There was like forest all over, right? Just not in the immediate area of the mine.
Correct, but
so we need to get behind the tree line.
Yeah, I can switch that map in a minute. I might as well switch now because we're not really using the other map for much. Suck. Visible. I can't remember if the lighting's good or not. Nope, that's not the one.
That's not the one.
That's not the one. There you go.
This one here. I'm gonna put people on it.
Here, way down here. Oh, excuse me.
All right, we got Dirk, Bernard, Trent, and their 2 friends down on the road. We got the captain making it happen up in the hills here. We got Tilly up there too.
Is this to scale?
No. Well, I mean, the measuring tools on it work correctly, but your tokens are not to scale. That said, should you get down the hills, there is forest, I guess, 250 yards from you. The hard part is it's not easy terrain. You'd have to climb or fall, The easy path up is what the rest of the party just took. Okay, so Tilly, you can tell there's wolves milling about outside the crevice. You hear them barking. They can't get at you. You can't really see them. They can't see you. But at the moment, there's no goblins. And then Griff, what are you doing? You don't know. Obviously, the wolves got to wherever they were going, but you can't see Tilly, so you don't really know what they're doing.
I'm gonna hide better and wait for my moment to go farther away from here.
That might not meaning hide where you already are, or go find a new spot.
No, just make sure that I'm low and.
I'm not going to do a new stealth roll. I'm just going to keep what you originally were because you're basically staying in the spot you've been this whole time. You're not doing anything to draw attention. All right. So you guys get down to the road, and you're heading. Where are you going from there? Back to town, or?
I think we should, send these two on at least. I'd like to go look for Griff and Tilly.
So these two say they're from a farm that's just up the road on the left.
Okay.
And it was raided last night and burned. And they don't really have any. Like, they want to go back to town. Basically, they don't even know where to go right now. And for sure, with wolves and stuff running around, they don't want to run off on their own.
Well, I'm not going to escort them back to town right now. Do they want to hide somewhere?
They want to stick. They think their best odds are sticking with you. So unless you tell them they can't, they're going to go wherever you go.
Kitchen cutlery will be fine.
We could stash them under a tree. Say, here, watch this box. Don't let it go anywhere.
Like right now, you guys hear wolves howling, barking, whatever, everywhere. These people saw wolves and goblins rip their family apart last night. So right now, their thought is not, let's just go run off and take our chances with the wolves.
Okay.
Not that the wolves are actually all that likely to be chasing them, given everything we know that's going on, but they don't feel that way. They're sticking with you. You guys look scary in armor, and you could probably handle a wolf. Not that Dirk guy. He looks fucked up, but
we've had the shit beat out of us, so I don't know how good we look.
So have they. They figure they're better with you. If you want to run them off, you can. Like, it wouldn't be hard, but
no.
They just
you can stay wherever you want. If you want to stand next to me and get stabbed by an orc, go right ahead.
I mean, they don't say this, but realistically,
they're staying behind me.
Realistically, they'll run off once you get in combat, but
sure.
Until then, are you heading to the woods or up the road or
I think we should try and make it to our boat. It's not that far away.
I'd kind of like to get an idea of what these hounds are chasing. So can I see anything? Can I make anything out? Do we need to go back a good ways before we can do that?
Now that you're way down the hill, give me a perception roll, but it's going to have to be damn good because you are far away now.
Dirk will use his elf eyes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that won't do it, and I would not waste a reroll on that.
Yeah, I can't roll high. Or roll anything
Success.
but high, rather.
You had a 1 earlier today. Yeah, no, that's not good enough.
Me?
That's twice as good as a 1. That's a success by 2.
You don't know.
All right. I'll start.
It's 400 yards away uphill at an angle that you probably can't see it, with probably a tower in the way. Just no.
Sure. I'll start making my way. I don't want to go straight back. I want to go, out and around maybe. As I head back up to where I think all the commotion is.
Why don't you drag yourself in the path you think you're taking, and I'll internalize that.
Probably this way. Because we ran this way, because we heard all the noise that way. Right?
You'll be getting closer that way, but it will be like up above you as you get there, because that's up in the hills. The path you just came down is the easiest way to get up in those hills. If you're trying to get that closer route, you'd be below where it's happening, but now you'd be at like you'd be at a tough climb to go up from there. You know what I mean? Like actual climb rolls involved.
So basically, we just need to go back exactly the way we just came.
If you want to be up there, yeah, but I thought you didn't want to be at the time. Like, you don't know Tilly's involved, right?
I thought I could get rid of these guys to a safe location and then go back and look for. I didn't know that meant go all the way back to town.
Well, no, they just want to stick with you until they feel safe. They do not feel safe here.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, if you want to go back up, you can go back up.
Yeah, and
turns out that's not too hard. So let's see. You came down, you go back up, the goblins were yelling, they do that. Let's give it a 20% chance. All right. As you come back up the hill, you no longer see goblins on the roof.
Okay.
And as you get all the way up to the tower, maybe 100 yards. I mean, you're peeking around to see what the commotion was, right? That's why you came back up? Okay. Yeah, as you kind of circle around the tower and look to the northwest, you can see 3 goblins and 3 wolves heading that direction. And probably way in the distance, you can kind of make out some wolves, like, uphill a ways, barking. Who knows what they're barking at? You can't tell. Looks like they're barking at some rocks, really. But whereas you saw 1 goblin outside before, you now see 3. So,
All right. Is there a small enough clump of goblins somewhere that it might be a little bit easier than trying to take them all on?
smaller clump than the 3? No, they're all together.
There's a clump of 3, and that's all I see?
Do they have wolves with them?
There's a clump of 3 goblins and 3 wolves, and there
Okay.
is a clump of 4 wolves, way farther away.
All right.
The 3 and the 3 wolves are making their way towards the 4, but it's a couple hundred yards away. They're not running, so there's time to talk about it or figure out what you want to do, if anything.
I think we'll get we'll get Dirk to hang back since he's been hurt, and then I'll make my way over to the 3 goblins.
If you are going to engage, the Hans and Gerda will hang back with Dirk because they don't want to die. And you are trying to get up on them?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to go for stealth or speed? They're probably 100 yards away from you right now. Stealth, they might get to where they're going before you catch up to them, but then you potentially surprise attack them. Speed, there's a good chance they see you coming and start shooting bows at you if you're loud on the way there.
Well, my stealth is nothing, so I don't know how to be quiet and run at the same time, so I'm just going to run, I guess.
Well, I mean, they're not looking your way, so I wouldn't even call for a stealth test till you got pretty close. Whereas if you're just full out running at them...
well, I want to get there before they get where they're going, because that means there's more wolves, and I don't want to have to deal with 7 wolves.
Fair enough. What's Trent doing?
Going with.
So you guys are running. But you can just both give me stealth rolls. I know you're not stealthing, but I still just need something to compare against. You can both give me stealth rolls.
Well, I presume the road that we're on has a slope down. Like can me and the humans kind of get a better angle of hiding?
Dirk.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So we're not just standing on the path when our friends die.
Well, you were up by the house, but you can start going back down if you want.
Is there something affecting us?
It might be armor. Let's look at what your thing says.
Armor gives me -10.
Armor would do it. Okay, yes, fair enough.
You only have -10 because I see it says for you modifier -10, but
Where?
for both of you. But it might just be listing it weird.
Yeah, because my stealth is a 37.
It's working right. The display just looks weird. All right, so Bernard's pretty loud running down the thing. Trent, honestly, pretty quiet. They probably went to notice just Trent.
Next time I'll send just him.
You got a shield out or you got a weapon out, Dave?
I've got a weapon out.
I didn't know if you were doing your shield wall plan again.
Right. Oh well, yeah. If they've got bows, how close do I think I can get before they notice me? If it was
you would have no idea. They'll notice you when they notice you. You're not trying to be stealthy, so you're just running. If they turn and look or they hear something, that's when they notice you.
Right. I'll have my super special shield out.
All right. Then you're in the lead, I assume?
Yes.
All right. Let's go to some other map. That we have ranges.
Yeah, we don't need ranges.
You know stinking ranges. Where is my draw stuff map? Still stuff on it from last time. Activate it? Yeah, I did, right? All right, Griff, I don't know, somewhere way over there. Where's Tilly? I didn't see Tilly on this map.
Oh, she was way in the corner because she
Up
had
in
to
the
do the
corner,
max
upper
max
left.
shot.
That's right. All right. We're going to draw some stuff. Here's Tilly. Oh, that's not my free hand. Here's Tilly. And this crevice. Probably making a mistake putting it in the corner, but there we are. Way over here. I don't even think I can do 100 yards. We're going to leave Tilly out of it. That's not going to work yet. We'll put you on the map, but don't respect the distance right now. Bernard. Dirk's not there. Trent's behind Bernard. Or next to him, I don't know. Up to you. There's a goblin. Who was 3 goblins, right? Right. They're heading that way. Goblins are not riding them. They're just walking. They have their bows out. They're looking around. But most of their attention is straight ahead as they're heading northwest there. Bernard, you are probably about that close, 15, 20 yards, when you manage to bump into a tiny rock, which rolls down the hill and goes clunk, 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 clunk. One of the goblins looks behind him, yells in surprise, and makes an initiative roll to decide whether or not he's actually surprised. He is. So you will have from this distance, whatever I happen to put you at, you will have a surprise. So I'm going to put you guys in combat. Griff, you're a good amount of distance away, but you probably see this happening. You're probably 100 yards away. I don't know if I can actually really get that on the map or not. Up there's like 70. We'll just throw you up in that corner. Until he's probably another 100 in another direction from the wolves, but what can you do? Get you in combat.
So
Already did
if
it.
I were to see 2 of my buddies attacking 3 mans, where they're like running at them, right?
Yeah, actually give me a perception roll. I know you were keeping a little of an eye, but you also were hiding again. Okay, that's a good roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you at first you saw the
So
goblins and the wolves.
mechanically, this probably won't matter, but I'll fire a shot from my pistol to draw their attention away from the dudes charging behind him,
Okay.
so they don't look that way.
At what point would you have done that, do you think? Like, wait at first when you first saw them starting to move up behind them, or were you waiting until they were getting to a certain
When
distance?
when they're like 10 seconds away, 15 seconds. I don't how far does armor travel as sound wise?
How many rounds do you want to call it away? That'll be an easier way to think of it.
I guess I'll say 2.
Okay. In that case, Dave, your failed stealth roll did not matter. The whole surprise that I said didn't matter. You guys are still back a ways. When you guys hear a gunshot ring out, and everybody, probably
And then
you
I hide
included,
again.
turns
I
to
learned from
look.
Red Dawn that if you only shoot once, they won't know where it is.
You can give me a stealth roll, Griff.
Urban stealth. Got it. I'm gonna roll that again for how much it'll matter. Much better.
The goblins are looking around. The wolves. And you see one of the wolves looking right in your direction, but it also doesn't seem to want to go your direction. So they stop. They're snarling in your general direction. The goblins don't really seem to know where you are. You guys in the back have no idea what that gunshot was, although you could make guesses. But I assume you continue upward, or are you going to go more stealthy at this point since they stopped? Speed or stealth? That's, I guess, or other.
I'm only good if I'm standing next to somebody, so I need to get up to them.
Still speed.
Same.
So I'm moving you up a round worth of movement here as you're running up, and I'm going to give them a big penalty to that perception roll. All right, due to the distraction, they've stopped. They're looking that way. They've got their bows aimed that general direction. They don't actually see you. The wolves are kind of skittish seeming. And give me one more stealth roll as you make this last leg up.
Okay.
Brent is the stealth master these days. Dave is not.
I'm not going to roll less than an 80 or so today.
It still plays out pretty much like it did. But I'm going to have you be closer when you get your surprise. You get pretty close behind them before they turn and hear you. All three of those guys have bows out. The wolves probably, honestly, are growling and moving first. Not moving yet, but definitely they'll notice you. The wolves are going to be going at you. The goblins had bows out and were looking off in the other distance, so they don't have melee weapons ready. And after all that, I will hit begin combat. Put surprise. I'm going to put surprise on the goblins, but not the wolves. They're not going to go, but they're not going to get the surprise condition.
Okay.
Yeah, let me get Griffin here too. I don't know what he's doing. Unless, Griff, are you just going to stay hidden at this point, or are you going to be coming out?
I'm not going to be doing much now.
I'll ask you round by round. You're actually first. Griff, are you doing anything?
No, I'm going to stay real low right this moment.
I'm going to start you guys at 2 advantage based on the situation, although if it starts giving you free stuff when you attack surprise guys, I'm going to take it away because that's essentially what the advantage is trying to represent. And I don't remember if it does that or not. Bernard, you're up. You are close enough that you could move to someone and attack if you want.
And that's what I am doing. I'll move to this guy.
Game mechanics wise, it benefits you to attack different people, given that once one person makes an attack against the surprise guy, their surprise condition goes away. For what that's worth.
I will. Why don't Elle and I go in a different room and I'll tell him what happened.
That's fine.
You can keep going.
Yep.
All right. Is he going to defend?
He's going to try. I think I can't remember if I was going to look up. I was going to look up if they can. You take no action or move, and you cannot defend yourself in opposed tests. Any opponent trying to strike you gets a plus 20, which should have already happened.
Yep.
Yeah,
I got that.
he does not get a defense.
Okay.
So
Critical first.
do the crit, and then I'll apply damage. Guy right in front of you, right?
Okay.
You run up, you hack his leg off. He rolled a 100 on his. Here, I'll make this public again. He rolled 100 to resist his leg getting hacked off. And then I'll apply damage. Basically, you just ran up, cut the guy's leg off, and he's a bleeding mess on the ground and effectively dead.
Okay.
Let's see how Trent does. Yeah, that's a pretty good roll, too. One hit point left.
Boo.
That is the first round. You guys are at 4 advantage, just so you know. I'm going to skip Griff. I don't think he's doing much. Bernard, what are you doing? The guy in front of you, he is dead.
Yeah.
It might take a round or two to get there, but...
Yeah. I guess I'll move to that guy. Try to hack the crap out of him.
Okay. Let me take... Hold on. Don't roll yet.
Surprise. Yeah, you need to take that off.
Yep, there we go.
Roll? Yeah, there it is.
So he will dodge, cry. Not have a shield. Pretty good. He's not dead, but he took a good hit.
Okay.
Screams in pain as you slash him across the chest. Trent, you're up.
I'll leave that 4 for Trent, hoping that, maybe he flames on and scares the wolves away.
5 now.
Oh, well. Yeah.
First, I got to beat this guy up. Let me re-roll that one. That didn't help.
Could still hit. You never know. Nope. He doesn't so much dodge it as slip on his own blood and fall over as you're swinging and you go over his head. But yeah.
But then I will go ahead and do the additional action to try to...
Yeah. Billy, you heard the gunshot and you hear wolves barking, but that was nice.
I recognize that gunshot.
Sounds like all the rest.
The way that I maintain and load my guns, you might.
Did you got it going on you?
Yep.
Nice.
Let me read the description of that spell again. For the 50th time.
Fire.
Counts as magical targets get a blade. Yeah, okay. It's the wolves I gotta read. That was away from fire. Got it. Wolves. Some were thinking about going for Trent. They sure don't.
Wait, did Trent cast another spell that worked?
That's
This
weird.
is awesome.
And not only did it work, Sigmar was really with him.
After completely whiffing on my second swing. So
2 of the wolves go for Bernard. The other one just kind of... He really loops around and doesn't know what he's not going by Trent, that's for sure, but he also didn't engage because it would have been an awkward angle for him to do it. But the goblins are yelling something. You imagine it's, telling the wolves to attack and whatever commands they use. So they are going to definitely be avoiding Trent. Should they actually be hit with fire, that becomes a whole different story in terms of their reaction. Let's see here. I almost had wolf target wolf, which was not the way. Dave, you can defend. I should give a bonus too, because the last one I should have, but didn't. Dave, you can defend. Well done. Wolves try to get at you, but you keep them back. Mostly by letting them chew on parts of you that are well armored and they don't get good snaps in. Hard to imagine you're like carrying them, but whatever. Let's see, the goblin on Trent. Honestly, he's looking at that fire too. Do you have skittish or? He's good. Here he comes. He doesn't have time to get his shield out. Actually, I don't know that they're even carrying shields. But he does. In fact, let me delete it off so it doesn't accidentally kick in. There. He does, however, swing at Trent, hoping he can kill Sigmar's warrior in one hit and become the best goblin ever. However, Sigmar
has other
stronger.
plans.
Yeah, Sigmar's stronger. And then we got one attacking Dave up here.
Right.
I can target. There we go.
Pretty good. Did he target me?
He's working on it. I was with a plus 20. He almost hit you. I guess you have to defend. Technically.
Cool.
Equipped his sword, not his shield. That was great. All right. While the goblins hack at you ineffectively, the wolves snap at you ineffectively. And Griff, you didn't do anything last round. You can now if you want. But
reload my pistol.
yeah, you could. We'll say you could have done that last round.
Well, I'll try.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it equipped. Carry on. I don't do anything else.
Bernard, it's back to you. These goblins are yelling for this other wolf to engage.
Oh, God. Really?
It rolls a 10 on its willpower, so it probably is going to get in there. Meanwhile, Bernard, got a goblin.
All right, these 2 turns have not reloaded my weapon.
So Dave, despite rolling a 90, you still hit for 19 damage, it looks like. Good job there.
Every once in a while you get like...
Yeah, he's dead, but you can hit the button if you want to, see a message.
132? No. Okay. Dead.
DED.
Awesome.
Brent. Goblin on you who's very, very wounded, and the wolves are untouched. The one up here north of Dave does look like it's getting ready to come at him.
Yeah, no, I'll step over.
Yep.
Help Dave. No, I'm going to reroll that one.
Yeah, okay. You swing fire down. It does not like that. It's trying to keep away from you, kind of, but Dave, you're attacking the goblin right now, right?
The goblin is dead.
Yeah, give me a. You guys can both give me. Just give me weapon skill rolls. You don't have to target anything.
Weapon skill. A critical.
It doesn't matter for this, but Dave, you can have a free attack on this wolf as it wants to get away from Trent.
Okay.
We'll hit.
Dave never rolls less than a 55.
I guess I should roll the dodge. Yeah, you slice it on the leg as it's running, and it keeps running.
Okay.
This wolf tries to eat you, but no longer has any advantage in doing so.
That's good.
Wow, good rolls, Derek. You're on it tonight.
I could, jump into it.
This wolf does come up, but he goes the long way around because he's trying to stay away from that fiery hammer as best he can. Dave, you can have... Jesus, I can't roll. You get to defend again. Yeah. And the goblin moves into position behind Trent. Still probably missing, but he's going to do a rear attack.
Critical nullified?
Impenetrable. I don't know what that's about, but that's good for you. What makes you impenetrable?
The breastplate itself. Critical wounds caused by an odd number.
Oh. Good for you. You still have to defend. Yeah, so you whirl your hammer around and keep him at bay as he's trying to get in there for a rear attack. That was them. They were not too effective. If you're, I don't know, you're still just reloading, waiting it out.
Yeah, I'll try again next turn.
Looks like it's going well for him. Well, it's your turn, but...
Oh my god.
But you go ahead and do that. Bernard, you're up.
Okay.
Two wolves on you and a goblin behind Trent, depending what Trent's doing this round.
Oh my goodness. All right.
I just roll a 100. You roll a 100. Who rolled a 100? I just saw
I rolled
two.
and he rolled like a 30.
Weird. I just saw two yellow dice, 0, 0, and 0. But whatever. Maybe dice bump dice. The graphic thing. Anyway, whatever. Trent, you're up.
Move over here to attack the wolf.
Yeah. Got it. Probably will do.
Probably not. No, I'm surprised.
I guess it was about 50-50. Yeah, you hit the wolf, goes up in flame, falls down, scrabbles around, burning. Not good for him. That other one just keeps running. By wolf. One on Dave. Ferociously attacks with all of their advantage of 0 because they haven't hit anyone yet. I believe, though, Dave, you can roll 99. Do it. 99.
Okay.
99. Gonna be a point of damage.
Yeah.
You sure you can take that?
I'll take that.
All right. Oh, 4. Jesus. What happened to your armor?
Yeah, he said he rolled 7 damage.
Well, it told me 8 before I hit apply. I just figured you had a bunch of armor.
4 points. What? Where did you hit me?
Well, you got no armor. You got no armor. Right arm, you probably soaked a
Right
crit.
arm. Right arm soaked a crit, yeah.
Yeah. Wolf's in there doing his thing.
That's
I believe.
I got extra armor in my bag. I should have put it on.
The burning wolf, I'm going to say, flails around and burns. Whatever. He tries to move away. He doesn't really succeed. Goblin behind Trent, having no real choice, continues to try to stab him in the back. Maybe. Not a crit, though, so it probably won't matter. Or Trent's just got the holy power of Sigmar on his side today.
Heck yeah.
Wolf continues to burn. He's effectively out of the fight, but it's screaming and trying to run off. I'll just say you kill it. Because if you don't hit it on the way out, it burns to death. So either way, I'll take him out of the fight. Wolves don't know to stop, drop, and roll. Griff, you do anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Reloading.
You didn't succeed yet. Bernard, you're up. There's a wolf and a guy trying to backstab Trent, although, we'll see.
Are there any other goblins or wolves coming to this fight, or no?
So
I'll take that one out.
no, the wolves up by the up by Tilly. Now that you know it's Tilly, the 4 wolves up by Tilly are still up there, and they didn't really receive a specific command to come, and they're not going towards you because that gunshot sounded scary. Wow, that's pretty good, Dave. He has a hit point. I don't think he's going to make it, but we'll see.
Critical.
Maybe he'll stub his toe.
Look, I rolled an 11. I only roll low when rolling criticals.
See, you cut his finger off.
Awesome.
He's still up.
Bullshit.
I think the bleeding's going to make him unconscious. We'll see. Yeah, but it'll be at the end of the round. Right. Goblin behind you or potentially in front of you if you turn around, but Goblin and Wolf.
I'll leave the goblin behind, go after the wolf.
Yep.
Been working out well for me so far.
He lets you move away as now he's got Bernard to deal with, and he's probably dead.
That I'm re-rolling.
It was so good though. It's better than 100. Let's go. All right, this little goblin in what has to probably be his last act on Earth stabs you, Dave, from Hell's Heart. He stabs it. He's lost fingers. Which arm was that on? Where'd you hit him? Secondary. No, that was.
I hit him on left arm.
All right. It didn't affect his combat. I believe in him. Look at that.
He critted me. Do you want to do that first?
In your right arm.
God damn it. I think there's some bias on this chart.
Yeah, you're going to get a torn muscle. Woo. In the meantime, you can roll your defense. Well, or duration minus, I can't read what that says. 30 minus toughness bonus days. That's a long torn muscle, man.
Yeah.
Suffer minus 10 to all penalties involving your right arm. Use of the healing skill will reduce the time by 1 day, plus 1 per SO. All right, well, good for him. Little goblin, he did something useful before he bled to death right here. Yeah, he falls unconscious. I guess that's what's happened if you bleed when you're at 0. I think you fall unconscious. So there's effectively just 1 wolf left here. Griff, I assume you're doing nothing. It wouldn't matter if you were. Sorry. Bernard, go ahead.
Uh-huh.
That was rough.
Oh, I'm just saying, I can't see how it would affect anything. This wolf's going to die. I mean, you can do whatever you're doing, but I don't think it matters for the purpose of the combat round.
I'm mad now. I got a torn arm muscle.
Yeah. You got him right in the head regardless. Trent, you're up. The wolf already looks like it wants to run away, but you're first. Yeah, it's a very, very dead wolf. Fire, dead wolf.
Oh, okay. Now I was like, how did I get that high? But no, because of the damaging property. Okay.
All right. So there are 4 wolves in the very short term here, because I think Trent's still got 3 rounds of fire going, although he's really not close enough to get up to those wolves. Just in general, what are you guys doing? Are you continuing to move that direction, or
Yeah.
are you going towards the gunshot?
We're charging up the hill.
Charging up the hill towards those. All right, the wolves see.
I want to charge up to see if I can scare them away.
Yeah.
Like yelling out, getting their attention.
Give me an intimidate roll. Give yourself a plus 40. That is good enough. I needed any sort of success. Yeah, the wolves not seen any masters to command them otherwise, having heard spooky loud gunshot, and now seeing fire heading their way, say, yeah, fuck it, we're out of here. And they all take off as you start running their direction. You have no idea what they were doing up there. Until you don't really have a good sense of what went on other than you heard a gunshot.
Can I? When can I peek out and check out my surroundings?
I mean, whenever you think you would.
Well, I heard the sound of the wolves go away, right? Like into the distance.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's all a matter of timing anyway. You come out, you figure out. You guys are regrouped because really there's no enemies around at the moment.
Okay.
You guys saved me.
Weren't there more goblins than that?
Yeah, this doesn't match the number that you counted at some point. You're not really sure, unless you're sure how many you're off by, but you definitely remember more than 3.
Do we want to go hunt them up now, or is this good for us? Maybe get those innocent people back to town or whatever.
Why don't we come back? We've had a rough go.
Okay. I'm good with that.
So you guys get back with Dirk, who I assume was waiting.
Yeah, Dirk was guarding the people from town.
Chest, yeah, in the chest.
Oh, in the chest, yes.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He can carry all by himself.
Yeah, and if you want to pocket any of the stuff from the chest, you have the opportunity. Andrew called it out, but I wasn't sure you'd do it, so I'll let you decide if you do that or not.
Looked like there was some high valuable stuff that was pretty small.
There's a
Earrings and
lot of
things.
valuable stuff in there. Yeah, earrings, rings, coins.
I would only pocket anything if I felt like it was particularly useful for me.
I think you would have pocketed some small stuff because there was a pretty good chance you would have to drop the chest and run.
Well, pocketing it's one thing, but what you made it sound like was you were trying to stealthily liberate it.
This way gives him the option. See?
Yeah. Oh, I see. That's fine. Some of the stuff can be in your pockets regardless. Anyway, you guys are heading back to Grisdenwald.
Sounds good.
It turns out it is an uneventful trip back, other than, your shoulder hurts and whatever else. You guys get back to town. The people, when they get to the gate, start, running up to the guard, telling them what happened with their farm. You can stick around or not, but essentially they would have said all this on the way back anyway. Their farm's been raided. Like, they knew there was another farm that had been raided a few nights back, but no one knew what. And then, goblins is what everyone's saying now. The rumors in town had been, it's probably the dwarves doing it. It's stinking dwarves. Everybody's very racist against the dwarves here.
Right.
But you are hailed, at least to these people, as heroes. Hey, there's the dwarf shantytown outside of town. See, they don't even get to be in the main city walls. But yeah, you guys go to your favorite pub, whatever. I mean, you don't have a favorite pub, but you can go to your boat, you can go to a pub, you can go to an inn.
I think we should go on a 30-day drinking binge until my man is up to full strength.
You could.
Some healing would work, he said.
You have a lot of beer on your boat, though.
Do you want me to heal you? Do you need surgery?
I'm sorry, what did Derek say?
All I said is you have a lot of beer on your boat, too. There are
Not as much
there are
as you
doctors in town as well too. If you'd rather pay for that.
I don't know. Is this something Trent is willing to look at, or should I go get a doctor?
Only Eric
I
can answer that.
I can try.
If he tries and fails, then I can't get another doctor to look at it, can I? How does that work? How does redoctoring work?
So for a normal wound, there'd be one check. For this, let me check it again.
Foreign muscle.
Use of the healing skill will reduce the time plus 1 day plus, or you can only gain this once. I would say you can only have one person be successful, but if someone fails, you could go to a different doctor to try it.
Yeah.
They might injure you in the attempt.
Well, sure. I've got a couple of wounds left, so I might not die from it.
You sure about that?
You can have
want me
Eric
to
give it a
heal you?
try if you want. Or Griff. He's very eager.
No, I think I would rather, Trent. I mean, he's like a real doctor.
Well, anyone's
I'm
wrong, go
wounded
for it.
too.
Are you a real doctor too?
No, I'm wounded too.
Oh, okay.
You might have received heals. I don't think you've been wounded since you guys were all together, Adam.
Oh.
I think you've probably already gotten a roll on you in the past.
I don't know what that means.
You get basically one heal check per combat that caused the wounds. And I'm pretty sure your wounds are from like mid last session, and you probably got a heal check since then. Everyone else did. I'm just assuming you did. You didn't get any new ones tonight, right? It just means you have to wait to heal naturally now.
Oh,
Which
okay.
doesn't really take that long usually.
I didn't succeed any on you, Dave, so I don't give you any hit points back. And now, do you want the other one, or you want to wait until you're...
The other one, what?
Am I also rolling for speeding up your critical?
Oh, those are two different checks.
Yes.
Yeah. Roll to speed up the critical. That's the one I was probably more concerned about. -10 for the next month. It doesn't sound like too much fun.
You could shave off days. Days. Well, you can go pay probably about 6 silver shillings to a doctor to try.
Yeah, I can do that. We'll get back into town. That didn't work too well, so I'll go look for a doctor.
I'm going to give him a skill of 80.
Skill of 80.
That was a crit fail.
What?
99.
I'll let him use one of my fortune
Nice.
points to reroll.
They fucking told you.
So,
I'll let him use one of my fortune points.
I'm not going to have him make it worse, but he's like, that's messed up, man. Gross. I don't know what to do for that.
You should go see a doctor.
You should put some ice on that. Walk it off.
Have him tell me to go see. You should go see a doctor. That's what I'm here for you.
Yeah, apparently the guy
Not a very good doctor, is he?
he doesn't. He tries. No, I mean he tries stuff. He tries ice in it and deep tissue massage. He tries shit. None of it works.
Yeah, this guy's he's good with bunions, and
I mean, in his defense, no one seems to be able to heal this thing. Maybe you could go to a pharmacist. Maybe they have some sort of poultice you could put on it.
Well, I've got poultice, but yeah, I'll head to a pharmacy and see what I can find. Do I get a refund? Do I get half my money back or something?
No. It's just like real doctors. You go see them and you pay your money, and maybe you get lucky.
Just like real doctors. All right.
Man, did I have a list of all the drugs somewhere?
I do not know.
Like items, I don't even see.
Were we ever in
herbs
need
and
of a
drugs.
list of all the drugs?
Animal dung. You're not suffering. Okay, no. You know what, Dave?
Yep.
I think you just got to write it out. I don't see anything, and I'm not going to sit here and keep looking. They did what they could. It turned out to be nothing. So let me give you the full loot count, so you guys can do whatever you're going to do with it.
Yeah. Where's my loot sheet?
This is the first time there's random treasure in there.
Okay.
Wait, that didn't work. Copy. Paste. There we go. It's great formatting. All right, let's see. I'm gonna ignore the small coins for a minute. We got someone keep a running total here. We got 28 plus 12 plus 24. Oh wait, take that first 28 off. 12 plus 24, because this would be what you'd like negotiate if you're just trying to sell it.
Okay.
So 12 plus 24 plus 2. And then let's see. These rings, I'm just gonna... That seems unlikely to have worked. As I down on 36 D10, I got a 22.4. I'll roll that again without the times 10 and see what happens. So those are really expensive rings, right? I think I gave my initial estimate wrong when I said they were about 2 gold each. So that's...
So you said 12, 24, and 2. What's next?
Oh, it's 20 silver. Is it 12? What's the conversion? The 20 or 12? 12 silver to a gold?
Yeah. And 20 copper to a silver.
No.
Yeah.
No. 1 gold coin is 20 silver.
No. That's not
Says right at the top of trappings.
That's wrong.
These rings are still crazy valuable, man. Am I okay, so 2d10 times 10 silver shilling. Oh, they say in total. That's what I was missing.
Yeah, no,
I was about
both of them say in total.
I was about to okay, let me roll this whole thing then. I was doing 36 d10, which was way better.
Well, yeah.
I was like, you guys just got 175 gold in rings? That's insane. All right. 100 silver shillings then, which is 5 gold. 5 more gold into the bucket. And then our 40, 10, 20, so that'd be what, 11? 11 more gold.
Okay.
Was I wrong on the first one?
You said 12 on the first one.
Is that 100 divided by... Okay, 100 divided by 20 is 5. 220. Okay, yeah, that was right. All right. Let's hit it one more time. 12 plus 24 plus 2 plus 5 plus 11.
Yep.
All right, what does that come up to? All right, so you got 54 goods that you can try to haggle and sell, Dave.
All right.
It's all generally silverware and shit.
Okay. Do we need any good place settings for the boat? Or should I just go ahead and, get rid of all this?
I don't think that we need fancy stuff. I already have a fancy hat. What
That's
more
true.
do guests really want to see?
It's got fancy teeth,
Fancy hat, fancy teeth, yeah.
which he uses on the food, so it's almost the same.
Right. Okay, yeah, I'll haggle the rest of this away.
I do haggle.
All right.
And then I'll look up how it works again because I forgot.
Haggle sheet. There it is. Haggle. Why do you not bring up the right dialogue?
I think you get, what, 10% better if you succeed? Was that it?
You told us. Where did it go?
You forgot the number we were talking about. It's either 46 or 56, I think.
54.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. I'm going to round up. We call it 60. You get 60 gold for all that stuff.
All right. I will put that into the boat.
On top of that, there was 28 gold just in crowns. 85 shillings, which is, another 4 gold.
How many gold? How many gold did you say? Sorry.
It's up at the top of the. Scroll up a few. I got all the money there. 28 gold, 85 shillings, 105 brass pennies.
Okay.
You can upgrade your down. You can turn your coin into whatever while you're here. That's fine.
Okay.
You can buy more goods. They don't have a ton here, though.
Were they interested in anything?
I need some bolts. I'll stock up on bolts while I'm here.
I got it. So you got a spell book. I don't know what you want to do with that. I mean, you can read it, but maybe it's got info in it. You got a letter that seems to indicate where maybe she's going. Give me anyone sitting around drinking, Griff. Give me gossip rolls.
You know it. That's what I do best. Do. Here it comes. No, that's gambling. Here it comes. Ah.
Is there any gossip you want to drop about what you did there? Any rumor? Whether it be truth or rumors, yeah. What's the story you're putting out about what went down?
I mean, I'm sure a lot of my revelry is about how awesome our team is and how we laid waste to goblins and saved innocent people.
That's accurate. So you can tell people are planning to head out the next day in mass with some crossbows and a couple people with pitchforks, but a few with, swords, like actual guards, and a whole lot with torches, and they're planning to just go, burn the place down as best they can.
What, the mine?
The tower.
Okay.
Crazy Etelka lady dealing with chaos, creatures like goblins, Well, I mean, they're not truly chaos, but to the average townfolk. Whatever's going on in the mines, I don't know. The dwarves could be in on all this. They used to work in those mines. People really don't like the dwarves.
Yeah.
You're free to do whatever you want in town or head back out or...
I would like to take my share of the gold, of the treasure, and send it back to my family, my sister and family.
Are we splitting this? Or are we putting it in the boat for trade goods? What are we doing?
I think
would like some share of it.
We should invest a good portion of it.
It was let me hold on. Let's see. It was about 92 gold. A little over 92 gold.
Then yeah, we should probably hand out like 20 of it, so 4 each.
So everybody gets 4 gold?
And the other 70 go back into operations. Does that work?
Sounds good to me.
Think of all the alcohol you could put in the shiphold. So Adam, unless either speed of getting it to them is an issue, or you think you're going off to your death and never to return, given that you have a boat, you're the best one to get the money at least back up that direction, because you are pretty far away right now, and there's a good chance any money you send with someone never gets there.
I'll take care of it for you.
Okay.
there just aren't a lot of reliable like money courier services, at least here in Griswold.
Well, we have to go back through Griswold to go back to where my
But
base
let's
is.
look at the map. Let me... Where's the boat? Boat's way down here. Let me center you on there. Way down there's the boat. If you follow this river all the way up, you get to Altdorf. And then... Where is... So somewhere
A little
over
bit further out
here...
and down. Nope, a little bit out and down.
You found it?
Down here. Bogenhaven.
Oh, damn, thank you. I was like, I remember Weisbruck, you guys going through.
Yeah.
Couldn't find Bogenhofen, though. Okay. So Eric pinged it. I don't know if that brought attention. You almost have to go all the way out to Altdorf and then west and over that river to get to Bogenhofen, which is where your sister is.
Okay.
That is a long way to send some money.
Yeah.
The area marked on the map you found, as well as the barren hills that are discussed, asking around, and plus what you already know, it seems like you would go to Kemperbad, which is here, and then head east up that river. If you were going to go there and continue trying to pursue really your only lead on her, I'm just going to say it because I don't want to stall it. Yeah, you go that direction to help find her.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, there was another, like, afterwards go somewhere else, and I'm trying to remember what the name on that one was on the letter. Like an M name.
Oh, yeah, I'll bring it up again. I'll just bring up the letter. Maybe I'll try. There it is. There it is. Kemperbad. Oh, Mindenheim. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Mindenheim, I believe, is effectively a nation more than a location.
It's one of the sections of the empire. It's the one north of Reichland. I'm down in the bottom left.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay. Or no, that's Middenland, not Middenheim.
Yeah, Mindenheim.
Is Middenheim probably up in it, though? Probably like its capital?
It's up and in it, yeah.
Didn't hit him. Where is Minden? Maybe it is a city. All right, let's Google. I thought Mindenheim was kind of like Britannia. Britonia. Avatar. No. Mindenheim. Warhammer. Maybe it is a city. City of the White Wolf. Okay. Probably on this map somewhere. So yeah, that would be a potential thing. You wouldn't. It would be a bigger city. It's the second biggest city after Altdorf.
Okay.
Hey, Derek.
He's on the map. Yeah.
What kind of trade goods does this port need, and what kind do they have for sale?
Nothing too special. So there's nothing you're going to get a good deal on. It's just you're either going to get 10% off with your haggle roll or nothing. But probably alcohol's the best.
I mean, we got some of that
option
to sell.
here. Used to be mining here, but the mine kind of dried up.
Oh, okay.
So Mindenheim's somewhere in Midland, but I think that's not
Okay.
on the map.
Well, no, Midland was the one I was thinking. Yeah, Midland was the one I said is the kind of sub-kingdom north of us.
I just don't know which big dot on there is actually Mindenheim.
Yeah, not the one right by Reichland, because that's Altdorf.
I guess Midland's off the north of the map here, so whatever.
Okay.
I need a really good map of. We need a Google Maps style map.
She was going to the kingdom to the left or to the right of us to do a expedition to research or to excavate a place, and then heading north afterwards. Okay.
They're looking for something. Very good information.
Well, everybody's looking for something.
Berry Hills is a fairly, I mean, it's a small area in terms of you could go locate it. It's, I mean, it is a hilly area though, so it's like you wouldn't have a pinpoint of it. Like if it was a cave or something there you were looking for, that would take probably quite a bit of searching. But like in a general area, it's not an area that much bigger than maybe like 2 or 3 times the size of I want to say like the hills you were just in. So I think it's a little bigger. I think it's probably like a 3-mile area, radius area of like peaks of the mountains. So even then, you don't have a great idea of where you'd be. You'd have the general area, and if you were going to track them that way, you'd probably have to be like asking around, "Hey, have you seen these people coming through, or any newcomers, or shit like that?" You don't have an exact address to go to. Same thing if you went to Mindenheim, though. Like, yeah, she'll be there eventually, but that's a huge city. So, what do you do? Either way, it sounds like whichever way you're going, you'd be passing up through Kemperbad again, which is where you got your last set of cargo.
Yeah.
What would you like to do? Sail on? Hang out here till Dave's better? So one thing you do know, people had seen her like less than a week ago. Like the Dumpling had mentioned that before dying. Like the mistress had just left a few days before. The guy had showed up, brought her, he brought her letters. Whether or not this was the letter he brought her, you can't really be sure. And then she left with him and said, "Hey, these goblins will hold down the place." And Dumpling wasn't down with that, and it turned out real bad for Dumpling. So they can't have too far a lead on you. That said, if you rest up in town for like weeks, like Mindenheim might be the place to go after that.
I can heal on the boat if we're in a hurry. Just let me know.
How hurt are you, Dave?
At least you don't have a broken back.
I've got a month of -10 to all of my rolls, basically.
It's
you
your
don't
right
roll
arm.
good anyway.
Do what?
Is that because you took a crit?
I said
That's
just
'cause
your
I took
right
a
arm.
crit. It's just my right arm.
How long does it take to heal normal wounds?
Like overnight?
Depends how many you're down, but yeah, usually it's like toughness plus a roll.
You guys were here at least the night. Right now, you can click on your character. Well, on this map, I guess you can't.
No, yeah, up on utility, you can do the rest and recover.
You have your sheet open. Does it pop up? Yeah.
I don't.
You feel a decent amount. It's based on your endurance roll. I think it's toughness bonus plus your endurance roll or something. You have to manually apply it, though. It says it, but it doesn't put it on there.
I was gonna say it didn't do anything.
But like 2-3 days of rest should heal most people, short of really bad rolls.
That box, does it? I have
No,
blank out of 13. Do I want 13
maybe
out of 13?
maybe you can drink. Wait, it doesn't show you.
No. Do I want more or less wounds?
More.
I want more. Okay.
Well, 13 out of 13 would be full. I'm confused.
Okay. No, it's just a weird way to do it, right? I have 13 out of total 13 wounds taken.
Yeah, wounds are just hit points. It's just a different word for hit points.
Okay.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they gotta get with the lingo from the 70s. They're behind.
The issue is that wounds work that way, but critical wounds work the other way.
Yeah, that is true. All right, let's get you. You know what? We're off next week. let's get you guys up the river, Kemperbad, sell shit, buy shit, do whatever you're going to do, and then probably just stop early, I think.
Okay.
Because I don't want to forget what the fuck. Because it might actually be 2 weeks rough. Let me look at the schedule again.
I'm not here next week. Is it next week?
Yeah, for sure. No, next week because that's Easter.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not here the week after that.
You were not. You were gone the week after. There's a decent. I'm just gonna say, yeah, we'll just take 2 weeks off. That'll be easier.
Okay.
I might also shortcut part of what the next part of the adventure is because I think it'll be boring. I might give an abbreviated version of it. And that'll give me time to figure that out, or change it in a way that's less.
What's boring?
Boring, yeah. Okay. That said, let's get you at least a Kemper bed. I could throw a random encounter at you. I'm not gonna.
Did they sell pistols in the town we were in? I need more pistols.
No. Yes, but if you're willing to wait till you get to Kemper bed, you know you can get better stuff there.
Okay. Then I need a cool vest to hold multiple pistols.
So Kemperbad, you get back to this was the place where
we bought wine, the good wine.
There were like the lifts to go up and down, or you can walk up like the 3,000 steps. For your ship to end up going east from here, there are some tolls you'll have to pay because there's essentially, I'm going to use the wrong word. I want to say the word levy. I don't think that's it. It's a thing where you like pull your ship in and then they fill it with water so that the water level raises and then you move forward. And it's like a way to get your ship. Thank you. Okay, that was the word. There's like a series of 11 locks you got to go through.
Okay.
What kind of cargo you got? You can try to sell it here at the Hagel roll, Dave.
We've got armaments and wine and brandy. I mean, it's what we bought from them. So
then that's not going to be great. You can try.
It might be now that it belongs to the famous party.
You could try to sell the armament. Like, you're coming back. You could try to sell the armament at the other place and just see if you can get a good deal or not.
Okay. Yeah.
You can sell around with them. I mean, either way.
You want a haggle roll?
Yeah.
Haggle.
Yeah, here you could probably only make 5% on them with that roll instead of 10%, but hey, profit's profit if you want to sell it.
I will sell. We had 4 units, so that was 48 cash.
So 5% more.
5% more. All right.
Ooh, almost 3 gold profit. And then you could buy
that much again?
I don't know what they have here. It's not going to matter too much since you're about to sell it in a minute, but there's some cheapo stuff you can buy here. More like wool's fabric, stuff like that.
Okay.
Nothing fancy. If you just want to give it Hagel roll on this side and Hagel roll on the other side.
Yep. I'll try it. Skills, Hagel.
Yeah, you can get whatever you're buying, however much you're buying worth. I'm not going to worry about that right now.
Okay.
You get 10% off.
Okay.
And then should you succeed on the Kemperbad side, it'll only be 5%. Just because none of it's really something they're greatly looking for. But with your Hagel roll, you're still making profit.
All right.
If you fail, then you're only making all right. Essentially, take whatever your money was that you had to invest right now and make it 15% higher.
Okay. All right.
And then should you wish to stock up again here, you can, although asking around where you're heading, you're not expecting good trade opportunities. At least if you're just going to the Barren Hills. There's some town, like a middle-sized town near it, and that's probably where you're going to be headed. I can look up the name. I don't remember, but it won't matter. We'll cover it next time we play. Certainly, it's not the place you'd expect to be doing a ton of trade. That said, alcohol, never terrible.
Cool.
You might not be able to unload it all, but Griff likes it.
I'll give it a try. Thanks.
Let's see. Temperbad's a good place to do any shopping you need to do. Or asking around about stuff, whatever you want to do. Griff, you need a pistol, right?
I was gonna get 2 more pistols. I have to repair one of my armor pieces. We're here a few days.
So you can buy pistols here at cost. And with a successful haggle roll, Dave can shave 10% off. Or you can do your own haggle. But they're
I'm
pretty
sure
plentiful here. Armaments is kind of what they deal in here. So weapons are easy to find.
I'll pay market.
Okay. If anyone really wants to throw around gold, this is the sort of place you could find quality weapons, which, to look in the book again, mostly it's not like bonuses to hit. Mostly it's like durability you add, but I'd have to look. I don't really remember what all the. You know what? I'll look right now.
I should look at fancy pistols.
Consumer's Guide. Weapons. Craftsmanship. Maybe that was it. Durable. So sometimes you fumble and your weapon will take damage. Did any of you have that happen? I think it was maybe the bad guys who had that happen.
Yeah, I have had it happen.
It basically helps protect against it breaking. There's fine, which is just a social status thing. Lightweight will reduce the encumbrance by 1. And practical, which I don't know if weapons can have that one. You get +1 success level. Even on a failed test. Like it fails less bad.
More importantly, the practical is if the item is a piece of armor, any penalties for wearing it are reduced by 1 level.
Let's see that part. Yeah. I should have kept reading.
That's a really good part.
Yeah. So as you guys are now getting into money, this here, I'm going to link this too. I think that should have gone to the weapons section. Under the weapon, nope, it didn't, but you can get there on the left. Under the weapons section, they've got a availability. And this place, you can probably even find exotic weapons if you're looking for them. So,
Well, I want to see if they have a repeater pistol instead of normal pistols.
is that in the other book?
They're rare. No, it's base book. It's basically the same, but it holds four bullets at a time.
Yeah. This is the place to go for weapons.
That's not exotic. That's just rare.
Yeah, 15 gold. So anyway, opportunity here to spend your money. If you have none of that you want to do, you can just take off. I'll give out XP and you can spend it next time. If there is stuff you want to buy, I would prefer to do it now rather than at the beginning of the next session.
I think I want to look into trappings for my next level because I think there was something, either a crossbow or a bow that I needed, and then like I would like to look at what armor options there are that don't impact my sneakiness too badly.
So yeah, a crossbow pistol you could definitely get here. A lot of this might come down to Dave doling you guys out some money, but
I have some on me, so it depends on how much it is.
6 gold looks like the cost of a crossbow pistol.
All right, let me make a
note. Do you have skill? I guess you have to get one even before you can use it. That's yeah. Well, you fire, you just don't get any of the good. I don't remember what it was. There's some non-proficiency thing, but oh no, there's a bunch of other weapon qualities. Oh wait, those are just properties of the actual weapon. Never mind. And then you were talking about armor L. And you want stuff that wasn't going to impact stealth?
Yeah, whatever the best is that I can afford that doesn't impact stealth.
I think most mail is okay, other than the helm lowers perception. It's plate leggings in particular that lower stealth. Technically, you can walk around in a plate breastplate and it doesn't lower your stealth. It's encumbering though, and that can cause other problems for you if you don't have the, the weight capacity to deal with that. The only ones I see the only ones I see on the main book on the list right now that impact stealth are literally plate leggings, and then perception's impacted by almost any helm except the leather one. Good. Let's change some of that. Let's see what that book or no. Archives of the Empire 3 changed some of that. Armor and stealth tests. Wearing any chainmail or plate imposes a penalty of -10 any stealth tests. So that was a change from the newer book that the original didn't have. So I guess you would want to stick to leathers. Or you only suffer a -10. You're pretty good. There's a trade-off, but it might be worth it.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm taking off. I'll see you guys next
Later.
time. Bye.
Yeah, same here. I
Later.
don't need to buy anything. So.
I'm guessing it's strength that impacts encumbrance. Is that correct?
I don't remember. Yeah, I know strength is a factor. I don't know if other things might play into. Yeah.
Strength bonus plus toughness bonus.
What is that? It's a strong back perk. I think you brought it. So. Also, while you guys are shopping, I'm gonna give out XP and find out what that was.
So if I don't have a check by it, I can't increase it, or
It costs double if you don't have a checker plus by it.
Gotcha. So I found the. Sorry, this guy's being a jerk ass. There's not much I can do about him. No. I found the crossbow pistol, and I dragged it to my sheet.
Yeah.
But how do I do ammo?
It'd be the same thing, but I'm guessing it's bolts. Let me double check.
So when Chili's asleep, you just take some of her bolts.
Yeah, it would just be crossbow bolts are 5 shillings for like 12. So 1 gold would get you 48. Not that you can really carry that many, but that's the ratio you're looking at. I'm going to assume you're getting at least some, so I'm dragging to your sheet right now. And then you can...
Yeah, please. Well, I'm going to wait to level before I try and improve toughness or strength, because I think coming up, one of those, I will get a check by. Right?
I just...
That can happen?
You mean your next level of class?
Oh,
Yes.
I see what you mean.
I can tell you what it'll be. One moment. When you become a master thief, yes, strength becomes the next thing that you get as a class skill or whatever.
Yeah, then I'll just wait and not spend the double now, I guess.
I'm going to give out XP.
All right.
Let's see here. 25 plus. Let's call it 100. That'll be easy.
Woo. 100.
You needed, Dave? Was that the number?
Yeah. I need 90. So, yeah.
Well, you get extra. Lucky you.
All right.
Hold up.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yep. Got 300 XP.
300. What?
Right now should be healed. That's what it says.
For what?
Oh, no, he has it. Not that he earned that much.
Oh, okay.
So I'm moving up to Master Thief, correct?
If you were advancing, that's what it would be. You are able to advance should you desire it. Would you like to do that?
Well, I'm trying to decide if before I advance I should get any of the skills or talents, because I don't know that I got those yet.
The skills you'll still have access to. It's the talents where it's weird. And the talents that you would be passing are break and enter, etiquette, criminal, fast hands, and shadow. You already have shadow. You already have fast hands. Break and enter you'll probably never use. Gives you extra damage when you're breaking a door or a window or a chest. So really it's etiquette, criminal, whether or not you want that, which is blending in with that type of crowd.
Okay, then I'm ready to do it. How do I do it again?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Charge nothing for it because it's the next one up, and we're not really doing the between session thing. So, I think you're good. Oops.
All right, I'm down to 25 experience.
It's more than
You-
me.
I just spend a bunch on strength.
Plus 5 to your dex by buying a talent.
Awesome. Yeah. That's always a good one.
Wait, what?
You have a
You can buy a
talent
talent.
available, nimble fingered, which is plus 5 dex. It's
And that's
also
100 XP as opposed to several hundred to get the advances at this point.
Right.
I don't think
Well,
you
I'll
have.
have to-
I don't think you have good dodge, but if you do, the step aside talent's really good. If someone attacks you and you use dodge to defend and you win, you can move up to 2 yards away, which basically disengages you.
Right.
Hey, Derek.
You
can I
disengage a
advance
lot, which is why I brought it up. What?
too? I'd like to go to Scout too.
Yeah, let me hit that. That's in the same. Is that a different career or is that the same?
Same career. It's just
Yeah.
upgrading from level 1 to level 2 at this point.
From guide, right?
Yeah. Let me find the. I'm going from guide to scout. Yes.
Complete that. Scout, the name of the class? The whole category?
Yeah, every second level is always the name of the class. the overall class.
These aren't
So yes, I'm going to scout.
Fortunately, this list I'm scrolling is not alphabetical. It's
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to scout.
wait, is it from a different book?
No, it's from the main book. It's page 83.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
The peasant. I was a peasant scout. Level 1 is called guide. Level 2 is called scout.
Victory.
Woo! All right.
You get a bow, Dave.
Do what?
You better get a bow. It's one of the trappings.
Gotta go pick up a bow. Yeah. And a mail straight. Do I
So
have
how
to
do I
wear?
do the skill?
What?
Sorry.
The skill.
What skill?
Well, I mean, like the skill. So I can see that on the sheet, the talents, they cost 100 XP, but I don't see how I get, like, say, the ranged crossbow skill.
Yeah, mine are
grayed out.
Mine are grayed out. Yeah.
If you click on what happens, maybe I have to click it. Al, you should have it now.
Do you want to add this skill?
Yeah, just say yeah.
Okay. Is it gonna spend experience or something?
No. If it's from your class, I don't know why it does that actually, but
yeah, I'm gonna need all these.
Yeah, well, I mean that's why I brought it up, because there's like 4 of them and they all seem pretty decent.
yeah, I only clicked one of yours, Al. You'll have to click the other 3.
Okay, click them or drag them.
Sometimes just click like on your skill sheet. It's grayed out, right? Just click the grayed out thing, and it should ask if you want to add it. That's what you did, right, Dave?
Yes. It says, "Do you want to add it to your class?" And I'm like, "Yep."
Hold on. It was just telling me it just went away, but I was looking at Al's sheet, and he was still making like an extended fear test against a pink horror from God knows when. It's weird.
Is this his real character sheet or his copy that we made?
No, it's his real one. Al, I don't see any more skills to add to you. You might have already had them.
No. So here's the problem. I think I added Intimidate a second time. So you might want to remove one of those.
Got it.
All right. Yeah, that is what happened. So sorry about that. That was my mistake. I didn't see. I was looking only on the right side. I didn't look at the left side because I'm dumb. I assumed it would be an advanced skill.
And if you had any skills when you go to click on them that are in gray that say like parentheses any, usually at the time that you add them, you have to pick a specialization. Like, maybe it would have said stealth any, and you click it, and now you got to pick urban or whatever. But like you didn't have any this time, so it wasn't a problem. I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out how do I read what these do.
Right click, and then left click.
On the character sheet, you can do that.
Can you right click on this? I can right click on the skill on the character sheet. Can you?
Oh yeah.
And then you want to left click on like the thing in the description.
I didn't know you could do that for the talents either.
Or honestly, just go to this and they're all listed there, and you scroll through and find on the left. Or control space and start typing the name of the skill. That works too. All right, Dave, let's see. You traveled to Kemperbad.
Yeah, tell me how many days, and so I can knock that off my effects.
Grisdenwald back to Kemperbad. Apparently, that is the direction the river flows because it is faster going back. Wait.
Can I make that change? I can make that change. Yikes.
3 days.
3 days? All right.
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
Apparently, this isn't counted as a crit for you, though.
Wait, it's not?
Not in terms of the number of crits you can take.
Okay. Where do you see that?
Well, right now I'm looking at your sheet on the main tab, and it says you have 0 out of 4 crits. So that's assuming I trust it to have done that correctly.
Where do you see that 0 out of 4 crits? Is that anywhere in particular?
Low movement.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Some crits are considered pretty minor in terms of like how killing you they are, like losing a toe. I'm surprised this one actually isn't. It's not a problem, but maybe I have to look into that because it might just not be working right.
Oh, this is interesting. So I got a bribery skill, which isn't attempting to bribe. The way I read it is attempting to see if a person can be bribed.
Yeah, and what the right amount of money would be. Yeah, Adam used that one time. He was trying to bribe a guard when he was like leaving a letter for that teenager or whatever. I don't think he knew she was a teenager at the time. Yeah, it helps you like zero in on what the appropriate.
What is your haggle rating?
Mine?
Yeah.
50.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't realize I had it, but I do. Mine's 44. That's why I was asking, just to make sure yours was higher.
I've spent nothing on it. My fellowship is just 50.
Right on.
So my gossip is also pretty good. Derek, I got a question for you. There's a talent that I could take, Seasoned Traveler. It says add lore local to any career you enter, blah, blah, blah. It's good for skill checks. A different specialty each time, such as Altdorf, Vogelberg
I'll be right
Land,
back.
Yeah.
Ubersreich. Does that mean lore parenthetical local is not a thing?
Yeah.
It should be lore Reichland or lore whatever?
Perfect. Your lore local probably should be Ubersreich.
Yeah, okay. You want to change that then?
Sure.
I don't know where I got the Reichland from, though.
I don't know. It's possible you got both by accident, but I don't care at this point.
Okay. And then one more question.
Oh, wait. Okay, I think I gave you Reichland other than Ubersreich. I think you just got lore local from your class, because this is one of your class skills. So at this point, you could choose whatever you want. That did you? You already have 5 points in it, though.
Yeah, I had that from one of my previous classes, or from my starting character, one or the other.
Is lore one of the? Is lore? Oh, you probably put 5 in it so you could advance up a level. You probably had it on your last.
Yeah, in one of my last classes.
Okay. So I guess the question is, what area would you want? Like Altdorf? You would just spend in Altdorf a lot.
Yeah, probably lore Altdorf would have been.
Let's do that. The other one I'll just keep Reichland in general, which is more generalized knowledge, but whatever.
Okay.
Good news. I'm become a shield bro. We can be shield bros together.
Okay. Well, I'm going to need a different weapon if I want to be a shield bro.
I'm going to leave my halberd on the boat, and I'm going to hit people in the face with a flail.
Do you want this shield then?
What's its encumbrance?
Its encumbrance is
If it's a large shield, I don't. If it's a encumbrance, isn't it better than a normal? What's its shield rating?
It's a dwarven shield.
Does it do anything else?
Where is she? It's a shield 2.
Okay.
Damage is SB plus 2. If you use it as a weapon, it is also undamaging.
That sounds like a basic shield, but I heard it was fancier than a basic shield.
Stolen from an ambush of dwarves behind the goblins, left the Grey Mountain shield is crudely painted with the goblin's emblem. I'm taking that off. But the original device of a large dwarven axe can be found underneath. In addition to being useful in sturdy shield, anyone wielding it gains +1 AP to all locate. Why does it keep?
I'm giving you some XP back.
Okay.
I'm gonna come. You already had a lore. I'm gonna combine into that. The 5 you spent, I just gave you 50 back,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna put it here, but make it free, and then delete that one. So I'm just calling. I'm calling the entire. Like we use lore so much. I'd rather just make it a bigger area and make it all the
Okay.
Reikland. Basically, that map we're looking at, you have like
Yeah.
generalized knowledge of that. You might not have specific details of a city, but like, hey, where can I go for this? What kind of trade do they have? That would be the skill, I guess.
Okay.
So now you're at a 6 in
Question
it instead
then.
of a 5.
All right. Question then. The seasoned traveler feat talent knocks 5 XP off of that, or it adds it to a class that I already have. Is there a way to denote, if I take that feat, is there a way to denote the lower Reikland is the one that's cheaper?
Probably, because this has been a pretty good system, but I don't really know. We might have to eyeball
Okay.
it.
All right, I may not take that. I don't know if I'm going to dump points into lower Reikland.
Spending 100 XP to pay 5 less per advance is, you have to really want to advance that lore to make it worth it.
And always have it as a class skill.
That's true.
Well, I mean, check career progress.
He's pretty good.
I am 0 out of 4 characteristics, 5 out of 8 skills, and I've already have a talent that I needed for a different class. So really,
Fancy. Characteristics are going to be where it's at. Those are pricey.
Yep. Oh yeah,
Get that bow, Dave. You can finally shoot at things.
I am. It was one of the reasons for joining this.
They had a pretty good base characteristic on that too.
What do you mean?
Like a 37 is pretty good for starting.
Oh, is that because where'd it go? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fails are dangerous, and I don't want to, kill myself with anything other than my pistols.
Fails of what?
Flails have the dangerous quality,
Oh yeah.
which I didn't realize. So instead, I'm going to use a rapier since I am a duelist.
Oh yeah. Are you going from the weapon book or weapons in the main book or the out of the expanded book?
I don't know. It was in the core items on the program.
If you take a rapier, that uses melee fencing. Do you have melee fencing?
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, you kind of need to go to the. Well, I mean, if you took a flail, you'd have to have melee flail. If you go to page 294 in the book, it's got all of the melee categories broken out for you and which weapons count in those.
Maybe I should just use a basic weapon then. That's kind of boring.
Do you already have points in polearm?
Yeah, but I don't want to. I'm going to be a shield guy now.
Do you need 2 hands? Yeah, they all have 2 hands.
Someone's got a nice shield.
It didn't seem that nice.
I can't tell from the description what's nice about it because I don't know what the description of a regular shield is.
I mean, the goblin art seemed nice.
The goblin art did seem nice. It looks like a regular shield. It looks like the 2 gold coin shield with 1 encumbrance. Very short reach. I don't know what extra it has on it from the description.
Felt like maybe it's just worth more. I don't know.
When held by a dwarf in good standing of their clan, the shield no longer counts as having the undamaged weapon quality. So dwarves can, use it to beat the crap out of people easier. Whatever that means.
It's supposed to do a thing that isn't actually coded in.
Oh, you mean the shield? It has something that's not encoded or coded up?
Maybe let me read this up. Yeah, it's worded weirdly. In addition to being useful and sturdy shield, anyone wielding it gains +1 AP to all locations. But shield gives you 2 AP to all locations. I think it's supposed to be +1 on top of that, which really makes it a shield 3, because that's what it does. So I'm actually just going to change it to be shield 3.
Well, then I'll use that shield if it's, more better.
It does have dwarf heraldry all over it, but other than that, yeah.
Well, I can get it repainted with like a mug of ale or something.
Actually, I take it back. It's crudely painted with a goblin's emblem.
Yeah.
But the large dwarf axe can be found underneath. Yeah. But yeah, you can repaint it.
All right. Well, Dave sounded like he'd give that up, so I'll use that then.
Yeah. I mean, all of my points right now are into a two-handed weapon.
And I was getting both of the legs of my armor fixed, so I maybe go to an artist and not an armor repairman to paint a shield, but
I will move it from Dave to you.
Yep.
Do with it what you will. That also means granted, it should only work if you're defending with the shield, not if you're dodging.
So if you defend with the shield, you're still rolling like your melee defense, or you have to roll some sort of stupid shield thing?
Yeah, I looked it up a long time ago, and I've always just been saying melee defense. Yeah.
You can
where it gets
missile fire.
That's where it gets questionable what that means, and I think I'd use dodge for that.
I feel like the detriment would be you can't really get a critical hit on a shield defense, really.
Well, I mean, the shields are listed under melee basic, so maybe it's just your melee basic combat.
Fine. My melee basic's 75.
Yeah.
And then that's another 3 AP. That's pretty fucking defensive.
Yeah.
I think you just use the weapon you're holding for the defense, because I mean, yeah, you've got the shield that's blocking, but I mean, you got your weapon in your hand too. So if you happen to roll a crit back, I mean, it makes sense. It's not like you're holding just the shield. You're parrying, you're blocking, you're doing all that.
Yeah, that's true.
I just want to keep it simple. I would use whatever your melee skill is for the weapon that you're using at the time, assuming it enables you to use a shield at the same time. Obviously, a halberd would not work.
Yeah, that's gonna stay on the boat for now. It's very sad.
You're not going back to the axe for your hand weapon?
I am going defendo. I wanted to do rapier, but Dave went and ruined it by knowing the rules. But
you're a duelist. Is that not part of the class?
I'll figure that out when I get more points. But the axe is imprecise, and I would rather not have the minus.
It's melee any, and then you could take at level 2 melee parry. Melee parry is for which ones are those?
I have a plus next to melee parry.
Melee parry is the main gauche and the sword breaker.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure those are probably expanded on in the other books. I don't have that one readily available.
You can use a shield as an offhand weapon and dual wield. But then that uses melee basic for the shield attack.
Mm-hmm.
Unseen weapons, what you need?
Do what?
No, that's not what I need. But yeah, if I wanted to use the rapier, it was fast. It was a cool weapon, and it has impale. But my basic weapon skill is only 53. That would be terrible.
What did you say about a 75?
I think it's actually
Melee
Fed-
basic is 75 and polearm is 77. I have a
see,
combined
and
total
this would be melee
of
fencing.
46 adds in those. But now I'm starting to branch out and spend points elsewhere.
Yep.
Lyle's its
I
own
did put-
skill too.
I got a talent last time that was like plus 10 to initiative, so that seemed cool.
Nice.
Get one of those parrying weapons.
Bah.
So here's what's weird to me, and I got to read this all again. I remember reading this way back when we started. Okay, so any one-handed weapon with a defensive quality can be used with melee parry. When using melee parry, a weapon can oppose an incoming attack without the normal -20 offhand penalty. So, like, if you're using a specific parry weapon
In your offhand?
it just seems flat out worse than a shield.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great.
Repeat what you read, Derek. Where'd you read that?
Parrying weapons section.
Any one-handed weapon with a defensive quality can be used.
Well, what if you only have one arm? What then?
Okay, why wouldn't I do it with my main hand?
Only have one arm.
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
what if-
I guess maybe you have a pistol in your left hand. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I guess.
I remember reading it, and it was really unclear and didn't make a lot of sense. I don't mind the pretty simplified version of just make the same roll you make to attack, make it to defend. Because like some of the things just give you a bonus to the roll if they have like defensive or whatever. That works. Shields, right? You get +1 success level, I think. Plus 30, they count as armor if you do get hit. So the offhand parry doesn't make much sense. It's harder to parry with, doesn't provide the armor. I don't know. Well, maybe you don't like shields. They're heavy. That could be a factor.
Yeah, that's why I'm not carrying my halberd around at the moment.
Well, the medium shield, I guess the regular shield, it's only an encumbrance of 1.
I'm probably going to end the stream because anyone who was listening has got to be bored.
Oh, yeah.
This is the stuff